Live.
Folks, we are live back here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale, brought to you by Bobby Gucci and yours truly, Jay Swish, from the couch here in North Scottsdale. Bob, it's been a minute since we've been here on the couch, about a week, maybe 10 odd days, but we have a great matchup tonight, a Western Conference big boy tilt. The Edmonton Oilers looking to set history here with 17 wins in a row, visiting the Fortress T-Mobile Arena, the best arena in all of sports as far as I'm concerned, the Vegas Golden Knights. We got a great game here, Bobby.
Great game here. You know, I love going to games in Vegas. When you get in the building, you kind of forget you're down $4,000 at the blackjack table and you extended your credit limit when you were drunk. It's all about the hockey, the vibes, the energy. Great arena. I'm glad we're watching two electric teams. I'm tired of watching boring teams like Nashville and Carolina.
Yes.
Swift, with all due respect, those teams can go fuck themselves. I'm happy about this game tonight.
Yeah, this is big boy hockey, a game that features a second round matchup from last year. Folks, if you're watching along right now, 19-15 and counting, live from the couch here in North Scottsdale. But as you said, Bobby, a game that features two teams that will probably meet sometime, maybe in the second round, maybe in the Western Conference Final. Two cup contenders, legitimate Western Conference teams. So I'm fired up for this game. Obviously, coming off the All-Star break, McDusty, his legs feel probably fresh. They're ready to go. And a guy like Aiden Hill back in the net, anything can happen there.
Yeah, I know a couple guys that went to Mexico. Some guys went to San Diego. That's neither here or there. I'm not really going to spill their business on the table here. But
maybe Tijuana for doing a little, hey, how are you?
Maybe the single guys in Tijuana. Or if you're doing a little bit of cheating, which I don't recommend. But yeah, let's see how Edmonton's got a streak on the line here.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing unbelievable. Their new coach, obviously, everyone knows since the hiring of Chris Knobloch, he comes in, riding this 16-game win streak, going for 17. But speaking on Tijuana, talk about cheap hookers down there, folks. Anyways, back to the game right now. 18:39, we have a face-off in the Edmonton offensive zone. Following along again, 18:39, folks, as we always do over here at Hockey Night Scottsdale, please get at us in the chat. Ask us anything. We will take those questions, Rob. As you know, around the 13-minute marker, the first commercial break of the first frame.
If you're new here, we go to the chat at commercial break. You can talk about the game. Talk about your bird that just broke up with you. Are you mad about something? We cover it all. Tell us your social security number. If you're watching along, we're at 827 and Switch. I always want to remind the chat, if you're watching this in the living room, wherever, tweet the photos of you watching it. We will repost it. But yeah, 8:18 remaining, and I haven't really paid attention yet, Switch.
No, not yet, but we're watching this game as Paul Cotter massages the puck. Can you speak on people tweeting out the links of them? Maybe they got the game synced up, and as well as the boys on the TV. Still the all-time photo from Hockey Night Scottsdale is a guy watching Lisa Ann get tagged from behind and having the boys on the next monitor over. So no matter how you're watching this game, softcore, hardcore porno, linked up with the game, maybe it's just us, tweet us those pictures. We love them at the Heat Daddy, obviously, you know, and at Jay Swish. So let's get back to this game over here. Again, big boy hockey. A guy I like to look at is a guy I played with a little bit in the minors in the jungle, Chicago, and as well as in St. Louis, Ivan Barbashev. I mean, bang for your buck, Rob. 5x5. Like, this guy does it all. He's a bowling ball. He's so sturdy on his skates and really can chip in offensively on that top line.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to go to T-Mobile or anywhere and watch Barbashev live, he does a lot of shit you don't see on TV. He's finishing his checks. He's causing mayhem. He's a guy, honestly, like, I know a lot of Russian guys kind of, they just play half drunk and skate around. They don't even care. Barbashev is a guy that plays like a Canadian.
Yes. Oh, he does. Yes, he played Major Junior. That's a great point by you, Rob. He played Major Junior at the Quebec League. He came over at a young age to play over here, so he really understands the game. He really fits into a locker room, too. Not as much as, you know, maybe some other Russian guys. He really buys into the culture, the whole team, as we get our first power play here. Yeah. I believe the Edmonton Oilers might be going to the sin bin, but I didn't get a great look at it. Is that let's check it out here. I think Marshall, is he going to the sin bin? Who do we got here? Okay, I thought Edmonton was going to the box. That is correct. Who is that guy?
I don't even know who's that
double
is.
Nickel.
Who's wearing 55?
Who the hell is double nickel on the Edmonton Oilers? Check it out. It's there. If you're following along right now, 17:23 to play here. As we get a little bit of a tripping or an interference penalty. What do we got here?
Where's the call? That's the wrong guy. That's it. That's the wrong guy.
Oh, they're showing Mikey McLeod here. Oh, so Holloway.
Holloway. Yep, you got him.
Holloway, former 14th overall pick, folks, played a year or two at the University of Wisconsin, has spent time in Bakersfield, the American Hockey League, that is the jungle. As we get a first look at the Vegas Golden Knight power play here, Rob. Derek Ryan, a guy that's been through the ringer. You love to see him. Came out of the University of Alberta, went over to every league in Europe, packed his backpack, went for a backpacking type trip, made his way back to the league. So always cool to see him in the mix. We're going to look here at the first power play unit of the Vegas night. No Jack Eichel tonight. Obviously, he's out, but Marchessault, a pure sniper fella.
Yeah, and speaking of Derek Ryan, he's a guy that his career was kind of like my childhood, bouncing around houses, living with my alcoholic uncles, going through tumultuous divorces. It was really a great time. Unfortunately for me, I ended up actually, no, I'm actually glad I'm here. I was going to say I didn't end up in the NHL, but that's who gives a fuck anyway. A minute 30 left on the power play.
Next thing you know, you're playing a game of hide and seek, and it's your cousin. She might be wheeling you. Folks, anyways, back to the game right now. 1:23 to play on the power play. Vegas Golden Knights massaging the rock a little bit around the dots on the outside of the box here. So Edmonton Oilers, a tight box, if you will, on this power play. Let's see if we can get a look here. Carlson tried a little slip play over to Marchessault, and he sends it back. That was broken up by Derek Ryan, who we just mentioned. So Chandler Stevenson, a sneaky good player, Rob, out of Sask. I love that guy's game. He's not making a whole lot of money. He's going to command a big-time raise in the offseason, but nothing going there as far as early on that first power play. A guy that I played with in St. Louis coming over the boards here, Alex Pietrangelo, Rob. What a fucking defenseman. If you're the St. Louis Blues, you're Dougie Strongarm. I mean, that's the guy you wish you would have signed because he is just a world-class defenseman in my eyes. I saw it firsthand.
Switch, let me ask you a question now. Vegas, kind of their expectations are a little bit higher than when they're at right now. Do you think they're suffering a little bit of a burnout from playing so deep last year? I mean, right now they're kind of – I know they're banged up. They're not really playing Golden Knights hockey.
100%. I mean, you play 82 games. You play a full playoff. You win the Stanley Cup. You bring – the city of Vegas, their first sports championship ever, and then you're supposed to do it over 82 games. I mean, that's like whacking a 10, a couple 10s, and all of a sudden you're going back to a 4. It's just hard to get used to. You have to kind of refocus, reset your mind, and maybe you can get that 4 done, or maybe not as we get a 2-on-1 here, a 2-on-0, if you will. Draisaitl, McDavid, over to McDavid scores. Oh, my God, that was sick. How do you stop that?
There's nothing you can do about that.
8-0, the friend of the show, obviously, Bobby Gucci of you and the boys, but I mean, how do you stop on 2-on-0? Did you see McDavid when he picked up that puck? I mean, flying. Jesus Christ, flying like the guy on this corner of South Phoenix at a Circle K. Talk about high stepping.
I mean, there's just nothing you can do about that. It's kind of like if you're with your girl on vacation and an NFL player walks in the room, like, you know there's a good chance that she's going to cheat on you. There's just absolutely nothing you can do.
You're not packing that same sort of heat, and that's exactly what happened. But if you take a look at that play, Barbashev tries to make a kickout play at the offensive zone blue line. It gets deflected. There was a good stick by the Edmonton defender. Broken up play, bobbled puck. Next thing you know, it's a 2-on-0. It's probably arguably the best player in the league and top 3 to 5 players. So nothing you can do if you're the hiller there. Edmonton up 1-0 early. Robbie, they look good. I mean, in terms of just even that play, McDavid, he gets his 22nd of the year, first shorty of the year. So they kill off that penalty. They look good. And then what does that lead to? Well, it leads to offense. The best offense always starts with good defense. I mean, that's no secret. I think that's just an old NHL 2002 highlight type, one-liner. But it is true. I mean, it's a tale as old as time. You get good defense, great play at the line. Barbashev mishandles it. Good stick. Next thing you know, 2 of the best players in the world. Right down your throat. How you doing? 1-0 early lead as they show this play right here.
I mean, look at McDavid. Watch how much speed he gets and ready.
Great stick by Desharnais.
I don't get how he skates that fast. But if you're Aiden Hill, the last thing you want to see 5 minutes into your game back from break is Draisaitl and McDavid coming right at you. I mean, I would just myself.
I mean, who knows if Hiller's got a little bit of if he's got a little bit of a burn in terms of if he can't tone it, tan it, maybe he's out in the sun a little long. That SPF 50 wasn't hitting the same way. And now that sudden you're going post to post with these guys. Like, how are your groins feeling, fella? Like, hope you got rubbed down during the break by your misses. But in saying that, that's a tough start for Aiden Hill to see that 2-on-0. Mark Stone here, what a knob that guy uses on his that handle he uses, Rob. It's like a goddamn fucking doorknob. It's crazy. Oh, have you seen his knob? How much?
Yeah, I have. It's like a roll of toilet paper, but
crazy.
Wait, Vegas. So Oilers have 24. How many games? At 12, 24 straight or 12 straight? I don't even know.
16,
Chat. What do they have?
16 straight.
16 straight.
Yeah.
So they're going for 17 straight. That's not all regulation, right? Sorry, I'm a bit out of the loop.
I don't know if that is confirmed all regulation, but it is wins, right? Nonetheless. So 17, I believe, would tie the record. 18 would beat it. So if they win tonight, my understanding, no, I'm not fucking Elias Sports Bureau over here, nor do I work as an ESPN analyst. I am the People's Insider, but I believe it's 16 in a row, going for 17. 17 would tie the NHL, the national record. So, we'll see what happens here. I mean, they're flying tonight. They're high-stepping. I mean, you never know how you're going to come out of a break, Rob. Those legs don't feel great. You're in the cold tub. You're probably coming down off a 3-day bender. You know how it feels.
Yeah.
I mean, we got back from Toronto. You were shaking. You're still shaking.
I literally couldn't hold my camera still. I was at shout out to Security Sneakers, friend of the show, always hooks us up. I was trying to take a video in their store, and I had absolute Shake Shacks going. I could not handle
Shaky Allen.
Yeah, talk about it. Talk about a time at Shake Shack. But anyway, 13-19 remaining if you're following along with us. 1-0 Edmonton. The shots are 3-3. And you know what, Swish? The Knights look like shit. Let's just call it David Spade a David Spade.
Yeah, I mean, you get that early power play. You're probably thinking you're going to feel good. Maybe even get a cookie early, especially if you're a guy like Marcia. So you want to feel the puck, feel the rock after the break. Next thing you know, two best players in the world shove it right down your jaw. So they got to regroup a little bit. Again, it's early, the Fortress. We're back after the break. Right now, folks, if you're following along, 12:50 and counting. Again, the next whistle will be a commercial break, the first one of the first frame. So get at us in the chat. Ask us anything. Again, where are you tapping in from? Where are you watching from? What have you been doing over the All-Star break? Did you get into a little bit of a bag of a Colombian? Where are you sniffing at? Are you all goofed up on Mountain Dew tonight? I know it's a Tuesday, but where are we going? Are you coming down to the Waste Management? Get at us in the chat. Ask us anything from Super Bowl related to Scottsdale recommendations to what's going on in the league or this game. Folks, let's go to the chat, baby.
All right, we're going. And also tell us where you're tuning in from here. Let's see here. We got people talking about being on the bag. Tapping in from the office, fellas. Hell of a time. Flip Cup. Oh, this guy played Flip Cup with us in New York City. Thank you for coming to the show. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have a fucking show because no one would be there. So thank you, Pascal Dupussy.
Pascal Dupussy.
Is his name.
Low and slow, baby. Thanks for coming, fella.
We have Tanner checking in saying that his girl cheated on him. Sorry to hear that, Tanner. The best thing you could do, Tanner, is turn to drugs and alcohol.
Or go bang her friend.
Free Lisa Ann. Lisa Ann got arrested this weekend in New York City. Free my girl, Lisa.
She was at a comedy show, my understanding. It was a friend of the show, right? And all of a sudden she pulled out her phone. I don't know if she was watching her own game film or what happened there, but free Lisa Ann. What a set on her.
Swish belt, also Swish commentary flowing like a prime errata. I can't talk. I'm so tired. Anyway, Swish belt is the hoodie you had on today going to be available to the public. Would love to. Fuck! I can't fucking talk. What the fuck?
Yeah, we those hoodies. So shout out to our guy over at Secured Sneakers again. His name's Pac. He put those hoodies together nicely for us. I think we got like 30 odd hoodies. So I think we're going to be doing like a limited release, and then depending on what the demand is for them, we will definitely release them out to the general public. I mean, they're crispy, Rob. It's a patch hoodie. There's a logo on the back. It's really good quality. So yeah, be on the look for those Hockey Night in Scottsdale limited edition hoodies. Hoodie Mellow Fella.
Yep, we got tapping in from New York City again. Next game is against the Ducks. That's a good point. The Oilers play the Ducks next. It would be smart to bet the Ducks. I hate to say it.
Really?
It is.
You think so? Zebras, eh?
Well,
the old Michigan boy.
Right? Like they're expected to win. Swish is buzzing early tonight. You got enough gas in the tank to keep going all at night like this on the mic, fella?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I've been up since 7 a.m. drinking coffee. We did the missing curfew. Shout out to those boys. They had us over. They picked us up in the Sprinter van today. So we went over there to DraftKings in Scottsdale. We did a show with them. I took a little siesta. I had to get my dogs up. I put the Normatex on, cold plunge, tug one out, and now we're here right on the couch watching the game with you. So, yeah, we'll see, man. I'm going to go until I drop, baby. Let's go.
Langland says it was a pleasure chatting to me at Kings West at 3 a.m. With all due respect, I don't remember that, but thank you for saying what's up. I love that. People always say, oh, sorry to bother you. You're not bothering me. Thank you for saying what's up. We're going to get back to the chat the next commercial break.
Yeah, right around.
Chat's buzzing tonight.
Chat, keep going. Let's get those questions. I love the love from all the people. I love, I'm interested where you're watching from because this is why we do it, for you, the people. We are the people's fucking show over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. We bring it to you raw. We bring it to you uncut. It's kind of like when you tuck that girl in Mexico and you don't know what's going to happen. Hey, I might end up with something, but the juice is worth the squeeze. So that's what we do over here. We ride that line. We tiptoe. But back to the game here, Robbie. 11:45 and counting right now in the first period. Desharnais with a look. Oh, my God. He's beating that puck up into a square. Jesus Christ, fella. You had a nice look. You could have been walking down a little bit of Main Street. Did you see him with that puck? Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, if you're wearing number 73, I'm not a betting man, even though I am.
Yeah.
I would say you probably don't have a good set of mitts.
No, I was going to say he was beating that thing up like he was working at Benihana and toasting up that flaming onion. But anyways, folks, back to the game over here. Ivan Barbashev skates it out over the line and he gets it deep as Justin Marceau chases down the puck to Darnell Nurse, who executes a reverse play, sends it over to Cody Cece, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins gives him a little bit of an in-and-out burger as Chandler Stevenson corrals the puck and sends it over to none other than Alex Pietrangelo, 2019 and 2023 NHL Stanley Cup champion. Folks, again, if you're following along right now, 10:53 to play in the first period. 1-0 right now in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. Shots 4-3. Bob, not a whole lot going on other than that 2-0, but again, you're kind of feeling each other out. It's the first game after the break. It takes a little bit to get back into the flow of the game. What it's like to get hit again, forecheck a guy. Man, I remember those games even coming back from the AHL. It's like, holy fuck, like, did I smoke literally a carton of darts? Am I going full Jim Leland over here? Because I could never breathe out there.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's I don't know what it's like to play in any sort of competitive hockey. I did play hockey. I was in horrendous leagues. Everybody was fat, but I can't imagine what it's like to get back to the NHL ever after sipping on some pina coladas in Mexico. So
sorry to interrupt you, but that's the funniest thing is you literally go on like a 4 or 5 day bender. You have maybe 1 or 2 skates, and you're right back to a National Hockey League game and like playing the best team in the league. Like it's just amazing and a tip of the cap, a Dave Tippett of the cap, and a true testament of how good these athletes actually are. Because I think, as you know, it's the hardest sport in the world to play. But coming back from the beach just right to the National League, that pace. I mean, if you don't have your chin tucked and your head on a swivel, you can be knocked out at any point.
Yeah, I mean, you can go full. Who's that guy in Chicago that got 3 compies within 10 days? That Juju Kyra?
Oh, yeah, Juju,
yeah. I mean,
Juju on that beat Kyra.
You never want to go full Juju Kyra. It just your chin is getting decimated.
Like, your chin is getting folded like a Wee Fest tent after day 3 of a bender.
And I'm not trying to.
Oh my God! Tricep. Jesus Christ.
I don't want to laugh about head injuries, but there's something about a guy just getting his chin decimated 18 times in the season. Like it's not funny, but I don't know. I'll change the subject as the puck goes.
Yeah, I mean, like the bottom line with that story, Rob, is we're both saying is keep that chin tucked and a head on a swivel because you never know what can happen on the ice, let alone a night out on King Street West. Shout out to Toronto. We were there, boots on the ground this weekend. A lot of people coming up to the Heat Daddy, as well as myself, just talking about Hockey Night in Scottsdale. You know, everything in between. So a lot of love there in Toronto. We will be back for a live show. We're just trying to line that up in terms of when it'll be. Probably the first round of the playoffs because they won't go past that. But that's not a jab at the boys. 34 is one of our guys. It's just kind of reality. So, folks, again, if you're following along right now, we are getting a live look at Zach Whitecloud skating back to the bench. And we are going to our second commercial break. Bobby Gucci, what do we got?
Get that goddamn chat fired up. It's been pretty good so far. Swish, what would you do if Justin Bieber was your coach for a game?
I would ask him what type of micro dose is he on because that guy looked 3 sheets to the wind behind the bench. He had the mushroom jacket on. I don't know. He looked like a vibe, man. Like I've always been a Bieber guy. I think I fuck with that guy. Like I would be asking him anything in my mouth. Like right now, I just wouldn't be shutting the fuck up. I'd just be trying to make him laugh the whole time. Rob.
I like him. I like Justin Bieber. Yeah. I think he's I don't know the guy, but there's no reason not to like him, in my opinion.
He's a rock star.
He's a good-looking guy. If I was a gay guy, I would definitely want to kiss him. But all right, where's OB and Updog? I don't know where they're at right now. We were with them today. We did a show that'll come out on Missing Curfew sometime in the next 3 weeks, I believe.
They were gassed though.
Who's your dream guest to get on Live in 5? Swish.
Dream guest would be, I would say, Dennis Rodman. I would say Scott Van Pelt and Allen Iverson in that order, just because AI, man, the cultural god he is, like so sick. Like a guy I really actually truly model a lot of my style off of, Rob. I mean, you saw me today. I was wearing a velour jumpsuit. So
sick.
AI, even a guy like Meta World Peace. I love those just crazy characters of the game. It's just kind of who I am as well.
We got Nick tapped in from Savannah, Georgia. I've never watched hockey before. I've never watched hockey before this season, but lately I've been hooked like a fish thanks to you, gents. That's awesome. I mean, that's why we're here. We're here for you, the people. Until we can sell out and make a lot of money and then stop caring about the people, we're here for you. Like the second I can sell out, I'm selling out. I'm going to not even talk to my own family again. I'm going to be such a douchebag. I really can't wait. I'm probably going to have a Percocet problem. That's neither here nor there.
You'll be living in that private bird that you took back, Bobby. You're saying, fuck the haters, fuck everyone.
A lot of people were asking me if that was really me on the private jet back in Toronto. It was.
The best comment I saw on that post was like, did they ask you if you did that like that Rented jet, that thing that like looks like a jet? What was that comment? Like,
that's Set Jet.
Yeah, Set Jet, fella. You ever heard of it? Anyways, folks, back to the game. Keep getting the chat going. Keep pumpernickeling it. Again, we got a great game right now featuring the Edmonton Oilers leading the Vegas Golden Knights live from the couch here in North Scottsdale, Arizona. As we always do, Bobby Gucci. You can't get this coverage anywhere else alongside your boy, Jay Swish. We are watching greatness with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, as well as the Vegas Golden Knights. So, Rob, a little bit of a slow start, but that's expected, man. I mean, you're getting back into the swing of things. As we said, Edmonton, honestly, looks like they've had the better legs. It looks like McDavid has not lost a step. Was this guy skating like 2 times a day during All-Star break? I mean, a guy like Sid went and massaged it over in Big Sky before he got to the All-Star game. Was a guy like McDavid, did he do a little work after the game probably? Probably working on his mitts just down there at the old fucking Scotiabank, rolling it over the wrist, getting the toe drag going, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a specimen. I mean, you don't expect a guy like that that was a nice stretch pass, to be rusty. But honestly, all of Vegas looks a little rusty. Shoot that. They're not shooting the puck. I don't want to be like a typical fan that's like, shoot that, but fucking shoot that. See what happens?
Yep. Puck's on that,
Rob.
Puck's on that. Chat, keep buzzing. Again, right now, 8:27 to play on the clock. Yeah, Rob, I mean, some of these guys, like the league has definitely changed. And the reason why I say that is because a couple of guys are going to go unnamed, but national leaguers that I saw around the league were actually skating during break. Like they went back to their colleges. I mean, it used to be like we were with a guy like Updog and Obi today. I know those guys were the Mick Jagger of hockey in the National League in terms of how hard they partied and probably still party.
Yep.
But to be skating right now at All-Star break, like take your time, boys. Get to the beach. Like you can work on your seat cuts, your edges, all you want. It's a long season. Get your mind off the game. So I just think that's where the game is going, where these kids, man, they're fucking animals. They don't take any time off. They're on the sheet, working on their game, and the product, as a result, is getting so much better.
Yeah, and no disrespect to Connor Bedard, but do you think like over under 10 beers he'll have in his career, you think?
Well, I would say from ages 18 to 21 until he actually turns 21 in the States, I would say that's 0. I think in terms of until he becomes an actual leader of a team, he strikes me as a guy, and this is no disrespect, but like a John Tavares mold.
Yeah.
You know, like he'll
Student of the game.
Student of the game, going to be on the iPad, breaking down his clips, you know, between periods, this and that, working with every skills coach known to man, and then probably, you know, have beers maybe at a rookie party. I don't even think he's there yet, but that's kind of how the mold I see. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just, we're not milk drinkers over here at Hockey Night Scottsdale. We're up the wall. We're over the puck, nose over the puck, nose over the mirror, heavy hockey. Folks, right now, 7:20 to play. Mark Stone, he corrals the puck, gets it out of his own end. Man, he's not skating great right now. His back looks a little fucking tight. That guy always has a tight lower lumbar spine, if you will, and he really looks like he's skating, you know, pretty straight up and down right now. So let's monitor the skating of Mark Stone, folks. Keep your eyes, Tim, peeled on that. But yeah, right now, Rob, I mean, listen, if you're the Edmonton Oilers, man, you just got to pick up where you left off. Keep that. I mean, how good do you think these guys feel coming to the rink every day right now? I mean, that's got to be a good. You're doing the old peacock. You're walking in, you're like fucking checking the stat pack, seeing if you're McDavid, you had 27 points in the last 15 games or whatever the fuck it is. You're Bouchard, you're clipping at a point a game. Like, life's pretty good in Edmonton.
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun when you're winning, right? Like, losing just sucks no matter what level you're at. So, yeah, I mean, I can't imagine how fun it is to just win hockey games, get on the plane, new city, win hockey games, get on the plane, new city. Also, Swish, I just want to point out, I think it's hilarious that Live Golf has advertisements up in Vegas. Like,
yeah, they're there this weekend.
They are?
Yeah, they're trying to compete against the Waste Management.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Are they actually?
Yeah, they said we're taking the North Desert.
Oh my God. Like this Pakistani money, you guys already knocked down 2 of our buildings. Like, why do you have to take our golf?
No shit. I mean, come on, man. Don't take the People's Open away from everyone. Like, pretty soon everyone's going to be in Vegas instead of.
I think they'll try, but
man, if they take all the players, they buy all the players. I mean, right now they just took Rombo. Rombo said he would never go to Live Golf.
Are you talking about John Rombo?
Yes. Okay. And then they slide him over 400, 500 odd million. And what is he? He's my first bird over there. So I think you're right, Rob, in terms of that. But look here. I love his candy.
I love Paul Cotter. He's a great guy, friend of the show.
Yes, the candy cane on his twig. I was always a candy cane guy. Love his candy cane. So that looks great. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I just think Live Golf, the way they play for nothing, is just hilarious. Like,
it's also crazy how much money they have. Like, you're like, we got to remember what we're talking about here. They're giving John Rahm $400 to $500 million.
Just to come play.
Like, where is all this money coming from?
Oh, it's dirty money like Jordan Belfort, baby. It's just all just oil money, all scummy money. Who knows? But as long as the checks are cleared.
I don't care. I'm not one of those people that
I know
dirty money. All money's
I
dirty.
mean, we would take it.
I mean,
Fuck, Liv,
Jesus.
imagine Liv signed us. Liv should sign us. Why isn't Liv?
Where's our fucking offer?
Why isn't there Liv hockey?
I would take Liv. I don't know. There should be
It
Liv.
should
hockey.
be Liv hockey.
You need to get on the horn with these
And it,
fucking.
and it should be 3-on-3 because that's the equivalent of what Liv golf is, right?
Yeah.
For only 3 rounds, it's like show up, nobody cares. Liv hockey, 3-on-3. You got your commentators right here. Bobby Gucci, 93.1. Folks, right now, spread that around. Liv hockey, 3-on-3. The boys making tens of 20s of millions of dollars, and your commentators, the People's Podcast, or the People's Show, if you will, Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Anyways, back to the game right now as Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Oh, what a pass!
Man, I love how Hyman does that on the back door where he kind of he does the old cross.
Saved by Hellcat.
Did you see that play by Hyman, though? He always scores those goals where he tucks himself right against the post. So he's sitting there like this, and he's got his skates here, so it could hit his skates and go in, and he's also got his stick. So the surface area that could ultimately the puck could hit turns into about 4 or 5 feet versus just your blade. I just it's such a crafty play by a guy that scored 30 odd goals for 2 or 3 years now, and will probably get 45 this year. But he's just such a heady player. I love that little play. He just gives himself way more space. It's kind of like the Crosby tip-in where he's redirecting it the other way. So Zach Hyman, they couldn't sign him in Toronto, and look what he's doing now, Bob.
Dude, they needed a guy like him to stay. Like, Zach Hyman is an absolute hockey player. Like, that's just one of those guys. Speaking of hockey players, I was lucky enough to meet Brady Tkachuk over the weekend in Toronto.
Yeah.
He is a fucking unit. He is massive. Like, everyone knows that big wall is the big guy, right? I don't know him.
He was there, too.
He was sitting down and as big as me, like as tall as me. But Brady Tkachuk, like, just talk about an absolute refrigerator. I can't imagine playing.
He is legit a refrigerator and a fucking sub-zero deep freezer at the same time. I mean, that guy, why would you ever fight him seeing him off the ice? I mean, Rob, like, dude, I'm not a big guy, but I'm tall, and he put me to shame. Dude, like he was like 2 inches on me. I'm 6'2".
I was looking at
6'3".
him, and he was. We were talking about Tyler Ennis, friends of the show. Also, congratulations to Tyler Ennis, who on a great career.
Yep.
And he's going to be on here soon, eventually. Not tonight, but eventually.
Couple clicks.
Brady Tkachuk, he was talking to me about Tyler Ennis, and the whole time, all I can think about is this guy is a fucking HVAC unit.
Yeah, he is a fucking deep freezer. He's a meat locker, is what he is.
And he's good. And he's like a good player all the way around.
He'll be on the U.S. World Cup team.
4 Nations.
Yeah, 4 Nations under God, whatever it is, and he's going to do the Olympics 2 years later. So yeah, he's a great player. I've loved his game ever since he's entered the league. Folks, right now, again, if you're following along with the boys over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale, live from the couch, but live from Sin City, coming through your TV, we have 4:50 and counting to play right now. Sorry, I had to burp a little bit. How are you? It's not perfect over here, but it is real. Folks, right now, 1-0, the Edmonton Oilers shot 7-7 Vegas, getting it going a little bit. Right now, I look to a guy on the ice to maybe swing that momentum. I think he just went for a change, but a guy like Keegan Colasar, a little coleslaw fella. He's a guy that could really swing momentum, maybe with a big hit, maybe with a, just something to get the boys going. There's guys on the ice right now that are momentum guys, and he is one of them. So next shift, hopefully he gets another one in this first frame. Maybe he can light somebody up, kind of get the boys going, wake them up a little bit. Right now, Vegas, a little sleepy Joe. A nice hit there by Stevenson. Maybe that does it. I don't know. So we'll see what happens here, Gooch. But right now, the Edmonton Oilers leading the Vegas Golden Knights 1-0.
I have Keegan Colasar over 2.5 hits this game on Prize Picks. Use code HeatDaddy at Prize Picks for 100% deposit bonus. They told me that my numbers are way down. So if you like betting, if you like gambling, Prize Picks, just try not to lose all your money because I'll feel bad. And I promise I am not making money off your losses. Swish. Actually, in gambling, some guys that promote gambling or whatever, or betting companies, they actually make a percent of the people's losses.
No.
I got offered that from a different company. I said, go fuck yourself. I will never do that. I'm not that big of a sellout unless Liv offers me some dirty pack skin money, baby.
100%. So do they actually give out false picks then? Is that actually true?
No, they don't give out false picks. They just basically promote it and people sign up. And if the people lose, you get a cut of their losses. And like, I got offered that. It was actually over the summer. And I was like, I would never do that.
No.
Like, ever. Like,
No, you're not selling out. Not selling out yet to the bag. Anyways, folks, right now, Stuart Leonard Skinner plays the puck. It is intercepted by Michael Amadio. Vegas Golden Knight, third, fourth line, left winger and or right winger. Playing right wing tonight. On the second line, with Jack Eichel being out, he's playing with Barbashev, getting a look with the big boys, and Wild Bill Karlsson. Good to see him back buzzing on the ice. Again, Edmonton looking to extend their winning streak to 17 games, something that would tie an NHL National Hockey League record. Right now up 1-0 late in the first frame as Wild Bill. Wow. Oh, that's on the outside of the net. Outside of the net. That didn't go in.
Everyone in Vegas is drunk on a Tuesday night. Everybody thought this puck went in. And
outside of the net. Outside of the net. No skill, no drill. If that was a 4x7, that is in. But, folks, that net is only a 4x6. That was on the outside of the cage. Again, it looked like it went in, but no goal, no nothing. That's kind of weird how it just sat right there. But, yeah, again, late in the frame here. So you don't even have to take a look at that, boys. Let's just get to the fucking face-off circle. Let's line it up, throw it back, and do this thing again. Nice shot, just about 2 feet wide. Fella.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. All right, folks, we're going to take it to the chat real quick. All right, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Switch. What's the go-to Starbucks order that people need to know?
Jack, how we doing, fella? Thank you for tapping in with the boys over here. A 93.1 special is really simple. It's low and slow. It is a Grande Americano triple shot. That is 3 right to your jaw. It'll have you absolutely buzzing. Now, if it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe even a Sunday, you will add Bailey's and the likes of Wild Turkey, which is the kickin' chicken of whiskey. So, yeah, right now, just going all natural, baby. I'm just playing off heart, soul, and a little bit of cock tonight.
Isn't Scottsdale the plastic surgery capital of the world? Yeah, I think it's up there, but Swish. Honestly, I haven't seen that many fake bombs out here. I don't know if that's because I'm staying out of the entertainment district. I'm kind of been on the perimeter recently, kind of been just wrapping it up the wall like you always say.
Yep.
But yeah, I'd say that it's up there, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I would say 1, if not 2. It's got to be Beverly Hills in this. I mean, it's no pun intended. This place is Silicon Valley in a nutshell. I mean, the amount of fake sets I see walking around, even right around this neck of the woods, Rob, in North Scottsdale, it's like, oh my God, call your set guy, get a free quote today, and it's going to be about, well, 8,500 MSRP per nuke, that is.
Yup, and listen, dude, Mike Coyle tapping in with another comment about tits. Mike, you are hornier than me on Sunday morning before NFL Red Zone. And Swish, I got to interrupt the broadcast. I just heard from an inside source that Christian Fisher is going back to the spray-painted stick. Everybody knows that Christian Fisher used to spray paint his stick white. He actually had an endorsement deal with Sherwin-Williams for over $300 million at one point.
Oh, my God. We got to break.
So he's actually Christian Fisher. Christian Fisher has just
breaking
signed.
News. We repeat, breaking news. Someone clipped this for us. Breaking news. Robbie Gucci announced that again one time for the folks.
Christian Fisher, forward on the Detroit Red Wings, has just signed with Sherwin-Williams Paint for $300 million over the course of 5 years. Congratulations. That's a LaMelo Ball type deal for our boy Christian Fisher.
My God, if you can't tone it, tan it, fella. And Christian Fisher going back to the white spray paint. What a deal for the 1997 born out of Hinsdale, Illinois. Folks, that is a Chicago-based suburb. Christian Fisher, number 36 of the Detroit Red Wings. Good chin, throws both, fucks hard, is back on the spray paint, getting high on his own supply. Fish Daddy, if you're listening, wow, what a deal, fella. I cannot wait. And can I get one of those signed twigs with the spray paint on it, fella? I would love to have it. So, Fish Daddy, if you're listening again, breaking news over here at Hockey Night Scottsdale as a goal.
Oh! Are you serious?
They needed it, baby. You needed it. And who does it? The Frenchman himself, Nicky Low and Slow Wah. Wow.
Are you serious?
It wasn't pretty. It wasn't perfect. But who are you to say? You're neither of them. Nicky Wah bangs that thing home like a bottle of Bud Light at 3. Just tilted it vertical and got it upstairs, baby. Kind of like sneaking abroad and right on the river.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. All big goals are scored on the river. I thought he went upstairs with it, but just banging and whacking.
Just banging and whacking.
It finally,
whacking and banging.
It just finally gets in there. You got one finger in. You got 2 fingers, and all of a sudden your wrench is in there. Yeah. Nicky Wah banging it home, baby.
It's kind of like being at Chili's right after a breakup. You're whacking and banging. You're whacking and banging. You're asking the waitress what she's doing after work. All right, folks. Anyway, back to the game. We have to stop talking about pussy for a little bit today.
Can we ever
all day?
Can we ever stop talking about Mitt though? Like we were talking about Trim for literally the whole fucking podcast over at Missing Curfew. It's like, boys, are we gonna talk about anything other than Trim? Like,
well, I just can't get over chicks in Canada. They have great pH balances, and they just know their way around a. Anyway, as the puck goes out by Cody Ceci.
They know their way. So they know their way around an Allen wrench, right?
Cody Ceci somehow has about 900 games played, and I just want to put respect on his name. I know the Canadian market is Cody Ceci this, Cody Ceci that. It's not that good. I don't really give a fuck. The guy's got like 900 games. I think he's still 28 or 29.
Dude, he was my draft. He's the same age as me. Look where I'm sitting on the couch, and Cody Ceci is still playing hockey. I mean, he was 15th overall. Your boy over here, Jay Swish, 25th overall. How are you? But yeah, a guy that was always just stick on puck Ceci, they call him. You know, double C, baby. He's been the same player since the Ottawa 67 days. He was drafted by the Ottawa Senators. He started his career there, Rob. And ultimately, I mean, he's played for 12-odd years. He played as an 18-year-old. So good to see he's still in the league and, you know, doing well for himself, making about 3 and a hook.
Yep, and we have another question for Swish coming in on the hotline here, but we're going to wait till the end of the period. We have 1 minute and 4 remaining.
Yeah, we'll get to that, folks, at the break. Again, right now, under 60 seconds. The game tied right now. The Vegas Golden Knights with a late push here in this first frame. Again, they started off a little slow, a little sleepy Joe, if you will. Connor McDavid ultimately got that goal on the 2-0 from Leon Dratt. But right now, Vegas Golden Knights, they are pushing P, baby. Yep. So they look good. The jerseys look good. Paul Cotter gets a little bit of a step. Darnell. I like that D from Darnell. That's big D Darnell, baby. That's 9 and a hook. That's why you pay him. I saw one stat about Darnell. Everyone bashes this guy. He's like 5th in the last 3 years for goals for a defenseman, 3rd in even strength goals. Time on ice, he's in the top 5. I mean, yeah, he's making 9 and a hook, but I mean, what's the overpayment? A couple $1 million? I mean, to play in Edmonton, I mean, you kind of gotta. I mean, you don't have to overpay a guy, but just to. I mean, Darnell's Darnell. He's still a number 1.
Swift, you got to think they're just bagging on him because he's black. I don't want to. It's Black History Month, and I want to shout out to Willie O'Ree,
Willie Ferda O'Ree,
who's not related to Darnell Nurse. I don't want to get that racist yet into the first period. We have a question coming in. Swish, what do you think of the Nightcap podcast with Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco, a.k.a. Ocho Ferda?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always listening to those guys over there. Shout out to the boys at Nightcap. I know they're watching. They always tune into Hockey Night Scottsdale. Uncle Shay's a big fan of the show. So, yeah, I mean, those guys are great. I mean, they're always talking about Wheelan. They're talking about Notch. And I get a lot of, not steal his one-liners, but I study Shannon Sharp's old country boy, southern, you know, deep south southern boy one-liners. There are things that he says that you can't find anywhere else. So I'm always a student of the game, and some of that studying happens to be on the Nightcap podcast, and those guys are great, man. I mean, Ocho's Ocho, right? He's always been one of my favorite receivers. The guy fucking changed his name to Ocho Cinco, similar how Robbie Wood is going to change his name to Robbie Gucci.
Yeah, that's actually not my real last name. A lot of people think it is, but it's not. All right, Switch. What was your time like in the AHL in the heroin capital of the world, Bridgeport, Connecticut?
Oh my God, $1 million. It was $1 million bill, y'all. Dollar bill, y'all. Fella, yeah, Bridgeport, Connecticut. Not perfect, I would say. I was living at the Residence Inn. That is a confirmed 1.5 diamond residence over there. I got traded from Toronto. I was coming right off the streets of King Street, living at a nice shack, you know, making one-way money, playing the AHL. I come over to Bridgeport. Now, I do always speak really highly of the Lambarillos. You know I love Lou.
Yeah.
He is my guy.
That's where we disagree.
He's a Providence gangster, but in saying that, Bridgeport, brother, it ain't perfect. I mean, I got traded there. We played 2 3-3s. I mean, just went through the fucking gauntlet of that division. And then COVID shut down the season. So I wasn't there for long. I was there for about 3 weeks. But, yeah, that place, talk about a shitbox. But, again, good people there. And New York City within striking distance in case you need a touch on a Sunday at Bounce. Fella.
How many cigarettes do you think I can smoke during the intermission? This episode of Hockey Night in Scottsdale is brought to you by Marlboro. Keep smoking away. It's not that bad for you. They're trying to bring you down. Anyway, can we get an RIP? Hey, Toby Keith, RIP. Pour one out for Big TK.
Yeah, I wanted to say one thing about Toby Keith. I mean, I'm a big karaoke guy, Rob, over here, and I would say my number 1 karaoke song since probably 2013 has been I Love This Bar by Toby Keith. So give a shout out to the countryman, the good American patriot he is. We lost him too early at the age the ripe age of 62. So, folks, pour one out to Toby, smoke one back. Maybe that's a spliff. Maybe that's crystal meth. I don't know what you smoke, but burn one down and pour one out, baby.
Do the Devils make the playoffs? Whenever somebody brings up the Devils, I think New Jersey is so funny. I lived there very briefly. All the girls have horrible credit scores. The guys are all on steroids. It's just an absolute hilarious section of the United States, a.k.a. the armpit of the United States. Anyway, what do you think about the Devils?
I mean, if they get healthy, they get some goaltending, and they get Dougie Hamilton back, which I don't think he'll be back until the playoffs. Now, can they add someone with that space? Now, in saying that internally, you have to get your team going within. A guy like Timo Meier, where have you been? You've been making 9 in a hook, fella, this whole time. So I don't know. Unless they get their guys going and playing and healthy, that starts internally. Do they add at the deadline along with some goaltending? There's a lot of question marks there, Rob. I'm going to say no.
Okay, when you two fucks coming to Edmonton will show out better than Calgary. Listen, Edmonton is in the works. A lot of the people don't understand the back end side of this business. You kind of have to bob and weave and kind of like crawl your way through. We're in negotiations. We're almost done. Thanks to Swish on the phone all day today. But yeah, should be an announcement soon. And you guys better fucking put your money where your mouth is. Show up and pack the house, and we'll have a great time. All right.
It should be this month.
Swish, the listeners need to know about your experience calling the state-of-the-art Tucson Convention Center home during the COVID season.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, talk about a place that's not perfect, but in saying that, I love Tucson. One of my favorite bars of all time happens to be on the U of A campus, Gentle Ben's. Now, Gentle Ben's, for the folks that don't know, every Tuesday night, they do a pitcher night. So you fill that pitcher up with whatever piss you want. It's $5, free refills, and you got trim running around. I was a 27-year-old. I was a restricted free agent at the time with an RFA, meaning I had a girlfriend. So I wasn't looking to necessarily mix it up that way, but hey, looking's free, touching will cost you. So shout out to Gentle Ben's, shout out to Dirtbags, shout out to Tucson, baby. I had a lot of good times.
Boys, any good All-Star Weekend stories? I have some that I'm not really sure if I'm comfortable putting on the internet. But I will say this, every single night was just filled with laughter and good times. I'll leave it at that. I'm going to leave the pussy out of it.
Yeah, listen, I mean, what you do with your wrench at the end of the night is up to you. There was a lot of trim walking around. We did have a couple good nights. Shout out to Peter Gurgis over at Marble. Good chin, fucks hard, throws both ways kind of guy. So we had a great time there. Mucking it up with the Spit and Chicklets guys. Everyone in town. One shout out I want to give, Rob, because he's just an absolute legend. A guy like Rear Admiral. So a couple of clicks for Rear Admiral. Just a full-time beauty. He was higher than the cost of living in Manhattan Beach, California. So love that guy. It was great to chop it up with him. And yeah, there was fake sets. There was everything in between, baby.
Love that city. Did you see Tate McRae?
Tate McFerda. No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
If you know her, give her my number because I could outwheel that guy she's with right now in a heartbeat.
Come to Dallas, you mouth-breathing Mulligany. I don't know. You know what? Ever since that tranny story, I think tranny's derogatory. Do we have a trans person in here? We have a black correspondent.
Yeah, we need a trans
correspondent to let me know what I can and can't say. But anyway, I got bait and switched in Dallas. Nothing happened. A lovely lady asked me for my number. She was actually my DoorDash driver. Huge set. I went upstairs. I look at my phone, and she goes, "Hey, I just want to let you know I'm a guy." And I said, "Holy shit, Dallas is wild." And I'm not that desperate quite yet. Call me back in 2 hours. Wit or Biz, listen, I'm never going to pit these guys against each other. They have a great crew over there. They welcomed us with open arms in the bar.
Wit was awesome, though.
They did a big dog. Yeah, Wit's great. First time I ever met him. I don't want to suck these guys' wrenches all night, but they were great.
Yeah, they were cool. All good. Love RA as well.
Yeah.
Folks, keep getting at us in the chat. Again, we have about 10 minutes. We're trying to entertain you, the people. So get at us in the chat. Ask us anything as we are in our first commercial break over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale.
Also, Switch, I think we should fucking make an announcement about what's going on February 21st. I think it's a big deal. I might just tweet. I'm going to tweet that we're making a major announcement.
Yeah, we have some big-time news. You are looking at, well, the future. Wait, don't say, no, I'm not going to say where it is. Just you're looking at the future Manning cast light guys in all of hockey over here. There is going to be breaking news, similar to what we did to the Christian Fisher rocking spray paint back on his stick. We will have some breaking news here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. So, folks, call your ex-wife, call a hooker, Call your mom. Let her know. Log in. Tap in with the boys. Right now, we have 267 odd people on here. Thank you for tuning in. The People's fucking Show. We want to chop it up with you. I got my Franklin mitt on as always. My chin tucked, half winsy. Let's fucking rock.
We're going to make a major announcement right now. On February 21st, Hockey Night in Scottsdale, myself, Jay Swish, 93.1, Jordan Schmaltz, we will be broadcasting Hockey Night in Scottsdale live from Mullet Arena.
Iconic.
We're going to have a desk in front of us. We're going to have a full-blown production. It is going to be on we're going to have a link. It's not going to be on YouTube and any of this shit. We're going to have a link. You can watch us broadcast the Coyotes Toronto Maple Leafs game, number 34, back in his home state, live. And not confirmed yet, we may have the rights. So you guys that are watching in here that watch the TV separately, you'll be able to watch the game with us on the TV like Manning Cast. I fingers crossed that we do have the rights for it. I just don't know if the paperwork's in a processing time. I don't know the legalities or politics behind that bullshit. But yeah, Hockey Night in Scottsdale, we need you guys to watch us February 21st. Coyotes, Maple Leafs. We're gonna be Manning Cast hockey. It's gonna be fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, that'll be the 21st, folks. Again, as Bobby Gucci said, we will be doing full Manning Cast. It'll include player interviews. That'll include maybe in the second period us mic'd up on the glass and then going back up to the panel. So it's gonna be great. Again, we're gonna have a view of the game. You're gonna have a view of us. You're gonna have our fucking voices right through your goddamn cable television through a link. So fired up for that. That'll be our first Manning Cast style with the partnered up with the Arizona Coyotes. I'm fired up, Gooch. I mean, we got the team, Canada's team, the New York Yankees of hockey coming into the desert, the boys on the call. I mean, I can't fucking wait, man. It's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, it's going to be weird. Like, I can't really wrap my head around it yet that we're going to be single-handedly stealing Tyson Nash's job. So, I mean, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, but it's going to be weird because we're on the fucking couch, right? We're going to be in front of a desk, and it's going to be a full-blown production. So I can't wait for all you guys to tune in. Originally, they were thinking about charging a fee. I shut that down. I said, absolutely not. It's going to be free. And I'm really, really hope that you guys can watch the game with us from wherever you are. If not, we'll still be doing this, but in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to have to look at the cactus behind us. You're going to get a view of the game. You're going to see the boys on the TV. It's going to be legit, Rob. We're going actually over to Mullet Arena on Thursday to kind of get those headshots taken care of in terms of us with a suit on behind the panel. So it's going to be really cool. I mean, we're literally going showtime over here at Hockey Night Scottsdale. And folks, again, that is the 21st. So all you Canadian fans, hopefully they'll be able to watch that, especially the Maple Leaf fans against your Arizona Coyotes live from the iconic Mullet Arena. So that is, I believe, what is it, a Tuesday, the 21st?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be there. And again, look for everything. We're going to be putting this thing on blast. Again, Thursday we'll know more information as we kind of get this thing going, get the, news and whatever headline out to the general public. So fired up for it, Gooch. I can't fucking wait, man. It's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, and also somebody said getting the makeup done or what. Actually, they're giving us literally whatever the fuck we want, like as if we're actually really on TV. But yeah, hopefully,
we're going full support.
We should get some ridiculous makeup.
We should get like a fake spray on tan before just to get the views going.
Just full Bruce Jenner or some Caitlyn, if you will.
Yes, Bruce, CJ Jenner. Yes.
When can I get a Hockey Night Scottsdale hoodie? I'm not exactly sure. We obviously Swish. We have to get a website going. Let's see us in the street and want to give us cash. Yep. But we got to get a website going and all that bullshit, which I'm personally really bad at. But
yeah, we'll figure it out. We got a lot on our plate right now, but again, we will get that dialed in because these hoodies are actually really juicy. I mean, I'm not just saying that. Like our guys, shout out to again Pac over at Secured Sneakers. These hoodies are fucking crispy.
Yeah, they're sick. Can we get an "Are you serious"? Are you serious? But you need to get a real one. It's hard to do on command. Show up in a Ford Taurus to assert your dominant Swish. Should we pull up to the game in a limo, or what are we thinking here? I think we have to go like full Michael Jordan.
Yeah. I mean, I think we go full Rodman, full Worm. Shout out to Worm. I think we go like stretch Hummer limo, right? You pull up. You got the red bottoms on. You got chicks that are for hire, obviously. Some professionals that you paid clearly because that's the only reason why they'd hang out with you. So we pull up with some professionals. We got some red bottoms on. We got our high steppers on. We got a suit on, half Windsor, chin tucked, ready to throw. And yeah, let's make this whole fucking thing a goddamn production. I'm really hoping I can get that sideline interview like before the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On the bench, interviewing a guy like Spicy Tuna. Hey, fella, you going to be throwing left or right tonight or maybe both. So, folks, again, whatever we end up doing, it's going to be unbelievable. The Coyotes are fully on board with it. So, yeah, Hockey Night Scottsdale going Showtime Malone over here from the couch, baby, to the fucking big screen. Lego.
Get the questions going here. I have to take my dog out, but I can't unglue my eyes from the television. I hope you mean us. Should I let him piss on the couch?
Let him piss right. That was like, remember when we were sitting there, where were we? Where you're like, I have to piss so bad. I'm just like, fuck, piss wherever.
Yeah. I don't remember what.
You remember I said that, though?
Yeah, I do remember.
Oh, my God, that was so funny.
Do you think because that stuff does more blow than Rob in his prime ASU days? You know what? I actually didn't do that much cocaine at ASU, believe it or not. I kind of got into it after ASU. But I'm kind of like calmed down now. I've matured so much. I've moved down to Jaeger bombs and cigarettes. So
yeah, you definitely matured. I mean, I looked at you this past weekend, and you really come into your own, Rob. So a couple clicks for Rob over here, folks. He's a changed man ever since Monday when he got home.
What will the outfits be looking like for the 21st? If you didn't hear the news, live stream from Mullet Arena. I don't want to repeat it again, but we got to go crazy.
I'm going full Don Cherry, by the way.
Okay.
I mean, I'm calling Mike Taylor. I got a girl in town if you want to go see her with me. If we can get fitted. That's going to be a quick turnaround.
You actually?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I got a fur guy as well. So I'm thinking chinchilla. I got to call my wig guy, my fur guy, and my suit girl. So that's going to be, I mean, we don't have much time here, brother.
No, we don't. I actually would love to wear a fur jacket. PETA is going to be absolutely furious. But look, I didn't kill the animal. I'm just looking good at it.
And you're not the first guy to ever throw a mink on. I mean, come on. Who the fuck we could?
Fellas, what are your thoughts on the NHL adopting an NBA-style salary cap where 2 roster spots can be max contracts so you can get a guy like McDavid $50 million a season without getting cap strapped?
Yeah.
I mean, we just talked about this today a little bit. I think the NHL needs to adapt some sort of like luxury tax. You go over the cap, like make it a soft cap. I don't like the hard cap. One of my biggest pet peeves with the NHL is when a player gets drafted, they develop them, he ends up panning out, plays great, and then they lose them because of the cap. It's just like kind of bullshit. I don't like that at all.
Hard cap, soft cap, Colin cap. Yeah, I agree. I mean, anywhere. Let's get these boys paid. I mean, McDavid and Matthews, for what they're bringing to the league, and especially in Canada, they should be making $50 million. Maybe not 50, but 25 at least.
Yeah, I just think they ought to change it.
Look at the value.
I don't like when they have to let go of guys because of the cap.
Look at the value of some of these teams now. They've taken them from $500 million to almost $2 billion in 10 odd years, and the boys are still mucking at $13 million. I mean, like McDusty, this guy, for a team and what he does for that franchise, he should be making fucking 25, no problem.
Oh, dude, McStevenson should be making about north of 20, no doubt about it. One of you should go full Barry Melrose. That might be funny. Just go full Soldier Boy and have a 4XL suit on.
I don't even know where you would get a pinstripe like that these days. You might have to call Barry himself now that he's kind of going through his own troubles and whatnot. Maybe he would be, it would be like a tip of the cap to Barry to go full Melrose for that evening, because that would be something cool to honor one of the greats in all time. Yeah,
wish you well soon, Barry Melrose. If you're watching this, hopefully he battles through that. Just a legend of the game and around the game.
Yes.
Was Cadillac Ranch at Cowboys most electric thing on the planet? What exactly is the Cadillac Ranch?
Cadillac Ranch is a tune, a country tune, Rob. They put it on about every 30 minutes after the hour of midnight. I love me some Cadillac Ranch. Something about a 17-year-old inside of Cowboys. You're at the top deck and we're watching them just get it on like Donkey Kong, Cadillac Ranch, playing a little tonsil hockey. Now, these are minors we're talking about. Of course, it's a joke, but that bar was goddamn fucking was young. They were throwing, they were fucking, they were sucking. So we're just calling it spade.
A little too young.
Young, dumb, full of cum.
As of right now, who are your picks for the Cup?
Too low, fella. I got out of the West. I'm going to stay with the Vegas Golden Knights going back to back. My second, I would stay in the West again with Colorado Avalanche. I think one of those two teams, if Landeskog can get healthy and or they add another center iceman with that cap space, who knows? I like their team. I just don't know if Colorado has a goaltending, and I trust a guy like Aiden Hill in a 7-game series and that defensive core of the Vegas Knights over a team, even with the guy fucking from Cole Harbor, Nathan McKinnon.
I mean, I know Colorado's good, but I don't want to cheer for a team that doesn't drink. For me, look, I get it. They're cold plunging. They're in the league. They're eating good. They're focused on their game. But, you got to have a couple of guys that are loose cannons, right? I mean, to bring the locker room together. I just don't – I don't want to call them all nerds, but, that locker room for me, it's just you guys already won.
They got Nikushkin, right? But he's checking into Malibu passages every other week. In all seriousness, we hope Valtteri Nikushkin or Valeri Nikushkin is okay. folks. That was just a little bit of a joke. But, yeah, I think that's one of their only guys that would maybe throw both ways off the ice, and you just wish he's okay. So, yeah, I don't know, Rob.
How many more expansion teams do you guys make an NHL roster? I just want to take half of this question, switch. I just want to say, I don't think we need more teams. Obviously, the more teams, the more money, I think.
Yep.
But, I don't know, man. How many teams are we going to fucking have?
Yeah,
40?
Well,
what the fuck?
in Gary's NHL, he wants 30 teams in the U.S., and that would mean, 4 more in the U.S. I don't know, because they have 6 in Canada or whatever it is, and he wants 36 teams, I think it is. 30 being in the U.S. So I don't know. You're hearing places like Salt Lake, obviously. You're here in Houston. You're here in Atlanta. You're even here in Kansas City, Cincinnati. I don't know, Rob. I mean, at what point does it kind of you lose the integrity of playing in the NHL and the quality of play? Because you don't just want some jungle second liner in the National Hockey League. That's no disrespect to the jungle, but this league should be hard to make. It's a fucking national.
I know. Yotes making the playoffs, man. I hope so. I think the narrative around the Yotes is slowly disappearing, and people are starting to realize that this is a hard-working fucking hockey team.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been down there to the Mullet a few times this season already. These guys can play. They give the other team hell every single night. They have fucking $30 million in dead cap space. I really hope so. I think. Could you imagine Mullet playoffs?
Well, it's the iconic Mullet Arena, somewhere under 4,500 people, folks. As we get back to the second period over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale, live from the couch, but more importantly, the boys on the ice, of course, live from Sin City. Here we go. We have the Vegas Golden Knights and the Edmonton Oilers tied up at a pair of ones. Folks, again, if you're watching along, the second period just started. 1951 and counting. We are synced up right now from the couch. The Edmonton Oilers looking to extend their winning streak to a league history record. 17. That would tie the most in NHL history. A little bit of a history is never a bad thing, as the red-hot Oilers under Chris Knobloch have been hotter than a fucking Death Valley in July. And let's see if they can stay hot coming out of the break as Connor McDavid gets the puck, sends it up to Zach Hyman. Ooh, almost sprung him. Almost Gary Springer sprung him for a breakaway. But right now, he corrals that puck, beats out the icing, and ultimately throws a little bit of a burger into the Vegas Golden Knights defense. They're playing that zone D that many teams are playing these days. I just don't think the man-on-man system really works, Rob. That was one thing Knobloch came in and changed. Now, Woodcroft, Wrenchcroft, he went to the man-on-man early in the season. What did he do when they were struggling? He changed it back to their zone, to kind of their oven layer mitt. By the time that change happened, they were in between systems, kind of caught, struggling. Knobloch comes in, inserts his own system. They've been playing great ever since. It's just a way cleaner of a system in my eyes in terms of playing a zone, folks. So, folks at home, to all you young hockey players out there, as Enzo would say, a zone defense, you play an area of the ice. Man-on-man, obviously, is pretty self-explanatory, but that zone layer defense really allows for a faster breakout because you're in position more rather than chasing one guy around the ice. That, more or less, is how you break it down.
Yeah, you know what? Chandler Stevens looks pretty good tonight. Chandler Stevenson and Paul Cotter are absolutely buzzing tonight. I would love to see them fucking finish one, even though we have a 1-1 game. But if you're following along, we're at the 18:39, 18:38, 18:37 mark. I really like what I see out of this line right now. I think they're playing hard. Cotter looks fast. Chandler looks kind of silky. Mark Stone, even though his back is completely locked up, looks a little good. Looks pretty good.
Mark Rosetta
looks
Stone.
better than he did.
Yeah, Mark Rosetta Stone. Here we get a little bit of a Darnell Nurse. Better came with pad off. P off P, a pass off pad. Shout out to Evander Kane. He had to get his ex-wife extorted from a game the other night about 2 weeks ago in Detroit. So tip of the cap at you and to NHL security, doing your best to keep the players safe. If you can play out there, folks.
What is Draisaitl pissed about?
I don't know.
That one, holy fuck. What is that?
Yeah, he's got great flow, folks, as we get a look at the German-born stud, the old Clydesdale he is. 18-18 to play here, folks, in the second frame, if you follow along, as Mikey McLeod steps inside the faceoff circle against Nick Waugh. Vegas goal scorer, muffins count, but yes, that thing was like a wounded duck heading into Aiden Hill. He probably had to look at that thing twice, maybe fell asleep on the way, and somehow ended up in his catcher's mitt. So get a look here at Draisaitl. He's a little rattled. Oh, McNabb, Braden McTabb catches them a little bit up high. Nothing crazy there. I don't think it's a penalty. It is what it is. A little bit of incidental, accidental, on purpose contact there for McNabb. He knows where that chin is, Rob. Oh, here we go. Oh, my God. What a save by Aiden Hill. Holy fuck. What a goddamn save. Yeah, a hell of a save there by the Hill Cat. I don't know how he got across. Stretch Armstrong over there, if you will. This guy's like fucking Gumby in the cage, but What a save by the Hillcat here. Low to high, starts off a face-off. Great little play. Oh, Corey Perry.
Oh!
Yeah, got a piece of it, fella. Didn't get the whole thing, but you only need a slice. Oh, little whiff. Oh, man.
Did he just
kind of
airmail that? Or
no,
did
it kind of hit his shoulder.
No, that went straight up.
Yeah, was that straight up? Okay.
Field goal.
Okay, yeah, they were stick tapping like it hit the Hillcat. But anyways, yeah, nonetheless, I had my guy over there. So, folks, again, if you're following along, 18:07 remaining on the clock. Shots right now, 13-12 in favor of the Vegas Golden Knights. We get a look here at the Edmonton Oilers, third line, maybe fourth line. I can't really tell what it is. I'm wearing fast shades. But Corey Perry, I believe, playing fourth line tonight, number 90.
Oh, I didn't even realize he was out there.
Yeah, Corey Perry, fella. As Obi was saying, he doesn't know. Hopefully he's still drinking because he needs that edge to his game. So Corey Perry back on the ice, the National Hockey League ice, a veteran of almost 1,300 games, Rob. What a fucking player. What a storied career for a guy that just – he can play any way you want. Baby.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a long time ago that shit happened, but I didn't even realize he was still out there. But, I mean, he could still play. Obviously, it wasn't something serious to where he wouldn't be allowed to play in the NHL. But, yeah, I mean, I think it's good to see him out there. It's always fun to watch him get chippy and all that bullshit.
Yeah, Ooh. Yeah, he plays with that edge, So, folks, again, if you're in the chat, get at us. Hey, maybe even send us a shot on Twitter of where you're watching the game.
Where are you watching from?
Where are you tapping in from? We'd love to see those pictures. Again, around the 13-minute marker, we will go to the chat. We will take your questions. We will chop it up with the people. What do you need to know? What's going on in the league? The People's Insider. Maybe you have a question for Rob. Where is he? What's he been up to? What are you sniffing tonight? Maybe you're hanging out on your mom's couch. Again, it's late on the East Coast, but we are bringing you some big boy Western Conference hockey. Chins tucked, throwing both ways. We have the hottest team in the league for Sin City, the Vegas Golden Knights. So we've got a great game here, 1-1 on the scoreboard. Teams, again, kind of feeling each other out tonight, seeing what they're doing. It's like we're on the dance floor with the chick. What way does she move? Does she like when I grab her ass? Can I go slide some fingers there? Oh, maybe she wants me on her neck. I don't know. You got to find your way through the movement, and that right now is what is going on at T-Mobile Arena.
Yep, Swish, it is that time where it's getting pretty late on the East Coast. Thank you to everyone that's watching from the East. Are you watching on the East Coast? Are you watching on the West Coast? Let us know. As McDavid's matched up here against Patrick Waugh's kid, there's actually no relation there, at home over to Duncan Keith. I don't know.
Duncan Keith. Yeah, we got a little bit of a clusterfuck, if you will, right? I mean, Edmonton's had some sustained zone time, but again, you look at this zone defense, the Vegas Golden Knights are playing a tight, crispy box. They're not chasing. They're not getting overextended in their own end, ultimately breaking up plays, and it's been a little bit of a chess match, if you will. These teams, they don't play checkers, Rob. They play chess, and even when it's a little sloppy coming off the break, well, they're systems. They rely on good systems play. That's what good teams do. And right now, you can see from both sides, that's what they're doing. You stick to your structure. You open a team up, maybe expose them on a little bit of an extended shift, get some good zone time. So we haven't seen that all night, but, this game's going to open up here, and hopefully we can get a power play, maybe some magic going here, baby, because right now we've got 15:46 to play in the second frame, folks. So, again, Mark Stoney Baloney, Rosetta Stone skating a little straight up and down tonight as Chandler Stevenson makes a nice little cut play, sends it back to the point to Nick Hague. He surveys his options, walks the line, sends a puck wide, and again, pitches down the wall, and Zach Hyman is able to execute a nice little bump. Nothing better than a nice little bump, Robbie, especially at 2 a.m.
Yep, maybe off a set of Hooters at Arizona State University when you're a super senior. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing a nice little bump off a set of Tim Stapletons.
Ooh, Timmy Stapletons. Shout out to the guy that played north of 7 years in Russia, came back and, had to fight off his own chin. But shout out to Stapes, friend of the show, actually over here. Good dude, buddies with a guy named Luke Stoffaker. Luke Stoffaker, a Madison, Wisconsin product. Those guys played at the University of Minnesota Duluth. No one knows what I'm talking about, but Stoff, if you're listening, baby, good on you. As we get a look here at Paul Coffee, Rob.
Holy shit, I didn't even know that.
Paul Starbucks Coffee came over with Chris Knobloch. Kenny Furta-Holland said, hey, we're going to clear this coaching staff. Paulie Coffee, you're coming from the fucking press box down to the ice level, and the way this defensive core has responded to the Hall of Famer, one of the greats of all time. Paulie Coffee, who used the Sherwood twig. Remember his curve back in the day? Yep. Just a goddamn torched fucking banana hook. So Paul Coffey comes from the skies, eyes in the skies, hops right on the bench, and he has this fucking decor going really good. And the biggest thing that I've taken away and I've heard from people in the league, Rob, is the thing he did with this decor is if Bouchard is going to go up the ice, we're all going up the ice. We're all playing the same way. So everyone has that ability to get up in the play, be the fourth attacker in the rush, be that second wave of offense. And it's really benefited this Edmonton team. Oh my God, he was chin hunting.
Not much going on in this period so far. Holy shit.
Nope. Folks, again, get at us in the chat right now. We have about a minute and a hook, about 90 seconds till go to our first commercial break. In the second frame, get a live look at Aiden Hill, who's made a couple good saves tonight. Not a whole lot of action, Jackson, in terms of this period. Both teams, again, like I said, on that dance floor. It's prom night. You're feeling your date out. It's early. You maybe even had that bottle of Smirnoff in the Dasani bottle yet, but hey, you're kind of just tiptoeing your way to it. You're feeling her around. You turn her around. Maybe you slip something up there. So right now, again, 14:30 to play in the second period. Bobby, what do you got for me as we watch Vinny Desharnais try to execute a 4-foot pass?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's tough to comment on the game where there's a stoppage every 5 seconds. It's getting to that time of the night where I might just sit here and fucking complain. But shout out to Paul Coffey. But yeah, I remember those wooden sticks. I had a couple of them in my basement as a kid. Those wood Paul Coffey, just absolute fishing hooks. I mean, you could pull in a marlin with one of those things.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, shout out to the Marlins. Shout out to the Florida Marlins. Shout out to Dontrell Willis. A nice lefty up there on the southpaw on the mound. Oh, the Hillcat with the big save gets pushed in a little bit into his own end line, but ultimately holds strong, lives strong. Shout out to One Nut Lance Armstrong, folks.
He's seeing it tonight.
Yeah, he's seen it. Kulak just throws a little bit of a sifter, I like to call it. Just pucks on the net. Get it through that first layer of traffic at the top of the box. Gets it through. Aiden Hill forced to make a great save. Again, gets pushed in, but is able to hold his post, hold his body over that blue paint, and that's child's play for Hiller. I mean, that's just he gobbles that thing up, and it is what it is. We'll get a whistle. We'll go to a defensive zone draw, and hopefully we can get out of our own end. Again, there's been a whistle every 4 seconds this period, so Hillcat hotter than fucking a pistol right now. 9.43 save percentage over the last 11 games. That leads the National Hockey League. And hey, if he can keep kicking like this into next season, you look at a guy like this, no shit, he'll be on that Four Nations team, maybe with a guy, another friend of the show, Jordan the Snowman Binnington. So 2 goalies Canada's probably has their eyes, Timmy, peeled on would be a guy like Aiden Hill, the way he's playing, both Stanley Cup champions. But Rob, he looks good tonight. He's on top of his game. And Vegas, just get going here, boys. Make some plays. Get it over that blue line. Marshall Show, that's not the play. I know it's no angle dangle, but fella, get that thing behind those big D, especially a guy like Ekholm. Make him turn. He turns like an 18-wheeler.
Yeah, getting back to Hill, another good save. If he stayed healthy, there's going to be a penalty coming up, a hook. But if he stayed healthy, there's no doubt he would be an all-star. And before he got hurt, I think it was the second favorite behind, I want to say Demko for Vezina.
Yeah, Demko's been, he's been kicking. He's been a kicking magician this year up in Vancouver. Half their team was all-stars, right? They've had a historic first half. So that's a team that I don't know if they're getting a ton of respect. I know
Vancouver.
I know a lot of people think they're good, but I just don't know if they're legit. And shout out to Rick Tocchet. We saw him over the weekend. Tocchet's a great guy. Talk about an unbelievable player, the real Rocket himself. We were talking to him for a little bit over in All-Star Weekend. Every time I talk to Toc, I just think one thing, National League. The guy was tough as nails. He could score 50 goals. He could beat the shit out of a heavyweight. He was one of my favorite players to watch back in the day. Let's go to the chat. Chat, load up the questions. I know the game's been a little stale, kind of like a box of Cheez-Its you open up after 3 months, and you know what? You still eat them anyways. But let's get it going over here at the chat. What do we got?
Pietrangelo is Hedman tier. I think people forget how good he is because of how reliable he is. I'm going to agree with you that he is reliable. I don't know about Hedman tier, but he is definitely reliable.
Just on that outskirts of a Norris Trophy winner, you know?
Yeah, apparently Slavkovsky's having a good night. I'm not sure. What do you think about Slav now?
Good for him. What do you have? 1-1 tonight? I don't know. Good.
Go ahead.
I don't hate the kid. I call it like I see it, right?
Yep. Who stays longer, McDavid in Edmonton or Matthews in Toronto?
You know what? If they don't win this year in Edmonton and a guy like Leon Draisaitl walks, Now, that's going to be a very hard walk. That's a walk hard Dewey Cox-like story. But if Draisaitl were to walk in 2 years, that would force McDusty's hand. I think Matthews is there to stay, man. He's a loyal guy.
I could see Matthews staying for like most of his career, but for sure playing a year in Arizona.
100%, yeah. And if they get the arena and they get these guys like Keller and Nicky Schmaltz locked up and they're young core, I can see Matthews coming by when he's like 35.
Yeah, for sure. Who's taking this one? Listen, man, I say it all the time. I'm loyal to the Oil, but when they play the Knights, I want the Knights to win. So hopefully the Knights. What's up, fellas? How are you? Just Hockey Guy 1998 chiming in here. We're doing well. We're a little bit tired, Switch. We had a lot of content today. You've been up since 7 in the morning.
Yeah, we're staying with it. It's a little bit of a boring game, but we're staying with it for the people.
Yeah, I mean, we had the Mr. Kirky show today. I have a lot of shit going on. I'm in the middle of moving. I was on the phone all day. But, hey, we're here. It's 9:18 on the West Coast.
It's a late game, too, right? We always do the games usually on the East Coast. We normally do a 5 o'clock game. But anyways, folks, get this chat going. Give us some energy, baby. Let's get this thing going. Right now, we have 13 minutes to play. Oh, my God. What a pass there. We're getting a look at Edmonton's lethal power play. I mean, if you can stop these guys, you can stop anyone in the league. The thing I love about this Edmonton power play is when they go dot to dot. So when Connor McDavid gets that puck on his forehand side and he's looking at his options, he's faking it over to up top to Bouchard. They get rolling like they are now. And he finds a guy like Draisaitl just dot to dot. Ooh. And it's just a one-timer. And usually it's in. And then if they're taking away Draisaitl, well, that opens up the middle to a guy like RNH, who, again, is a one-timer option for McDavid as he walks down on his forehand on the strong side. So this power play is just so good. I love when they get rolling. Nobody really plays a position. They're just kind of – it's like a gangbang. No one's really playing a position. You're just feeling each other out. It's like just a poetry in motion, Rob. It's like a symphony, It's just an orchestra, right? Yeah.
Depending on the genre, yeah.
Right. Everyone's playing a position. You can play any instrument. These guys, the way they can work it is just – it's fun to watch when they get into that flow state.
Yeah, let's see what they do here. I mean, Hyman, they're snapping it around pretty good here.
Yeah, and a guy like Bouchard is so underrated at the top of the key. Everyone said when they got rid of Tyson Berry last year, can this kid step in and play the number one unit? And right away, I thought he was a little trigger horny. I thought he, maybe wasn't moving it as quick as he could, or when he was moving it, he should have been moving it. He was shooting.
Jesus, that had to be 300 miles an hour.
Yeah, and he's got an absolute bomb. But what I was saying is I just think like he was a little bit indecisive up there, and now he just looks so in sync with these guys. He's unbelievable up there. He's looking at about a point a game, and oh my God,
he's
still got these guys. Yeah, he's a 98 pointer, 99. I got the Franklin's on, baby, all in. Keep these guys on the edge.
Yeah, keep the chat going, guys. We're gonna come back to the chat at the
that was
the next commercial. I want to know how fast that went. Did they say?
Well, it was over 100 miles an hour for sure. But
Jesus,
I mean, when you have that bomb up there, Rob, that's why I said I didn't know if Tyson Berry could have been replaceable. Because he was playing on that number one unit, and they knew something that we didn't at the time because this Bouchard kid steps in and he's just unbelievable. And now we're looking at the second unit for Edmonton. Honestly, I didn't even know they had a second unit. We're looking at a guy like Ekholm at top, Darnell Nurse playing the old flanker spot. You got the Worm Perry up there. I mean, this is a pretty good second unit.
Another penalty?
What do we got?
It's going to be a hold.
Nick Holden? Is the Worm going to the box? Or are you going to skate?
What? Kane looked confused all night. I don't understand why he. Yep, it's going to be a Nick Holden.
Warren Fogle right up the draw here, folks. Let's take a look here as Evander Kane goes in for battle. Wild Bill Carlson.
That's a weak call, bro.
Yeah, that's soft. I mean,
it's on Fogle.
Yeah, it's on Fogle. Yeah.
I thought it was on.
It was still a little weak. I mean,
yeah, that's weak.
It's a face-off play. It's a battle. You're fighting for position. You don't want Hag to get in there. That's I think that's soft.
I think
that's a little bit of a Mikey makeup call. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I agree.
We're going to skate for a side here for the next 27 seconds, and again, we'll get a look at Vegas' power play. A guy like Jack Eichel, do you like his game when you're cutting up? Is he a guy that's a top 10 player in the league for you, or is he on the outskirts of that? Is he on the suburbs of top 10, or is he, is he midtown with that? To me, he's an elite player, but again, we're talking about superstar, elite player, and just good player. Is he a top 10 type of player?
When he's healthy and is on his game, I actually think he's a top 10 player. Now, at top of the window. But I think Jack Eichel is really fucking good, man. I think
We got 2-on-1 here. I agree with that.
But it's just so many good players. Like I want to say top 15, but
Right.
like, he's nasty.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, there's no sugarcoating that.
Look at that! What a way to catch that.
That was nasty. Little backhand bat down. How are you? Yeah, he's a great player. I mean, I'm trying to think of like a guy that I would give you for like, who would you rather have? You know, would you rather have a guy like? I know they don't play the same position. This is kind of at the top of my head. Like, would you rather have a Willie Styles or Jack Eichel? Jack Eichel's going to play center. Styles can play center a little bit. Obviously, Eichel's the bigger body. He's probably going to play a little bit better defensively, but Styles has a great stick.
I mean, that's so hard to
pick,
a lightning
dude.
player. I kind of want to go Nylander, dude, but yeah, I don't know.
I think you're right, but you know what I mean. Like, I'm just trying to put like comparables in your head to what he is, because Nylander, like, he's another guy that's kind of in that top 10 to 15 range.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So, yeah. As we get a look at, has Connor Brown scored a goal yet this year? Can you get at us? Like, has he scored one yet, folks? You know what I mean?
Would you rather Braden Point or Eichel? I'm gonna go Eichel on that.
No. Point.
I'm gonna go.
Point is so good. He smoked darts in his fucking Moose Jaw billet house with his billet dad, dating back to the 2016 season. Braden Point, any guy from Sask, if anyone from Sask is listening, I fucking love the province of Sask. Go Riders. Braden Point all day over here, folks. Again, if you're listening right now, 10:25 and counting over here live from the couch. Hockey Night Scottsdale brought to you by Butter Golf, Heat Daddy merch, and Hockey Night in Scottsdale merch coming soon. Again, folks, if you're listening, we have a power play coming to an end, but live shows scheduled for Buffalo, in talks with places like St. Louis and Edmonton as well. Hopefully, we will have news on Edmonton by tomorrow. We are trying to confirm the details after this. It is late. I know it's late, but good thing for industry guys. They do stay up late. They sniff a little powder, and hopefully our guy in Edmonton is boots on the ground watching this game right now in terms of at the bar we're going to be at, and hopefully we'll have that announced sometime later this week. But again, Buffalo news, that'll be out 3:30. That is March 30th. That'll be at the Rec Room. That is a game at home at the Key Bank Center, the Key Bump Arena. We will be at the Rec Room before that, and after that one, St. Louis working on that sometime in and around March 1st to 5th, kind of that neck of the woods. They play the Minnesota Wild on the 2nd. We are targeting that game. That is a matinee, so look for that, folks, again. But most importantly, Bobby, the thing we're most excited about is the Manning cast at the Coyotes game, boots on the ground at the iconic Mullet Arena, February 21st against the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Desert Dogs. That's going to be unbelievable. What a fucking save.
Oh, my God. They bailed out Aiden Hill there. He got lured in by Mick Dusty. But, yeah, somebody mentioned that Vegas is playing boring. I don't know if I'm just really tired of it. They are playing boring. It's 2-on-1 developed here.
Oh, my God. Nick was skating like a piano on his back. Did you see that? Did you see that acceleration? What of it? How slow was he there?
I didn't know if he was going slow or Duncan Keith was going fast.
What was that? Was that his top speed?
I don't know.
Is he on rollerblades?
I think his skates are untied.
That was insane. That was the slowest player I've seen at any professional level ever. That was horrible. What was that? Was he at the end of his shift? He had to be, right?
Yeah, he had to be.
Oh, my God. What is going on there? Dude, show that again. That was the worst speed I've ever seen. We're going to go to a chat here.
Get the chat fired up. We're about to go to the chat. Questions, comments, concerns, anything you want. Throw it in there. We're going to fuck. Oh, Dreisaitl's got to be. Oh, it's like kissing your mother-in-law. Ooh, just barely misses the cage here. We're at the commercial break. We got a quick one for you guys. Chat, what do you got for us, baby? Come on. It's the late game. It's that big boy. Fuck you, Western Conference hockey.
Come on, chat. Come on, chat. Come on. We need you. We need you. We need you. We need you, baby. Come on.
Buddy, Duncan Keith hung him up. I know. I just like seeing number 2 on the Oilers and saying Duncan Keith for some reason. Even though he was a Blackhawk for a very, very long time.
Come on, chat. Come on, baby. Come on. We want this. We got to get you pumped.
Chat, let's go. Get typing. Come on. Thoughts on the McRib?
Oh, the McJib. It's a seasonal option. The only rib sandwich that actually has no bones in it, but has fake bone alignment on it, Rob. So you get that thing. You think you're biting into a rib. No, it's actually just how they make it. They put a little bump or 3 bumps in the sandwich just for visual effect. So make you think you're eating actual processed, non-processed meat. That's mystery meat all the way. I mean, what the fuck is that?
I mean, that's cat meat.
Oh, my God. That's absolute dog chowder.
Jack, come on. Pick it up here. We got Rick saying, fuck yo. I mean, thank you for contributing. Anything counts right now. It's the late night. We are grinding on the late shift chat. What do you got for us? Come on. I mean, at this point, I'm on my knees about to lick your wrench. Like, what do you got for us? We're begging here.
Jay Renschroff. I got my power bar I'm throwing down right now for the people.
Keep Up Arena.
Yep, Keep Up Arena. That is a classic over there in the Rust Belt. Shout out to the Rust Belt, all the good people of Buffalo, New York. I love Buffalo. I love a guy like Anthony Day, played at Yale, former champion. So shout out to everyone in Buffalo, a special place in my heart. Chippewa Street. Fella, what a spot.
Libby or Brecky? I actually didn't know who the Brecky chick was until recently. I don't have a TikTok. I'm not up to date with these chicks that shake their ass.
Where are these scubs?
They're both like TikTok chicks.
Okay.
One of them, the Libby girl, is like LSU gymnast. I don't know. I mean, I've been out of college for a little while here, so I'm not really dialed into that scene. I'm more dialed into hot waitresses. But we just had a bunch come in. We're gonna get back to these.
Keep her going. Keep the chat buzzing. We need you guys.
Yeah, we need you guys.
Don't be shy. Ask anything, man. It could be, you could think it's a stupid question. You could think it's offside. Fuck, I love offside questions. That's why I live. That's why we do this for the people. I got to bring my steam, but I need you guys buzzing because we've had a long day over here. Been going since 7 a.m. It's fucking late, but I want to bring you the energy, baby. As Stuart Leonard Skinner gobbles one up on the glove side. Folks, again, if you're following along right now, 9:10 to go in the second frame. The Vegas Golden Knights and the Edmonton Oilers are tied up at a pair of ones. Shots right now look to be even to me. Emily Kaplan reporting live, but again, the boys, most importantly, reporting live from Hockey Night in Scottsdale from your fucking my living room in North Scottsdale, right on the goddamn couch with a fucking cactus painting behind me that I probably got off at a knockoff Home Goods. How you doing? It ain't perfect, but neither are you, folks. Get a look at Corey Perry back on the ice here for the Edmonton Oilers. Love a guy like that. Back in the mix. Again, a lot of whistles in this game. Chins are tucked. Getting a look at Butch Cassidy, who looks like he got a fucking nice tan. I wonder where he went for break with his quarter Windsor tie. Former Stanley Cup champion last year. Again, a coach of the Boston Bruins, long time, Butch Cassidy. So Butch Cassidy, actually a great player back in the day, Rob. He was a first round pick back in the day, a little D-man, if you will. Spent a lot of time in the IHL for the Indy Racers, a cup of Joe in the National Hockey League with the Chicago Blackhawks. But Butch Cassidy, former junior teammate of who? Darren Pang.
Wow, shout out to Panger. And guys, I just want to say, if you're watching us next to your TV on your laptop, send us the tweets, but also please tag us on Instagram. I'm Robbie W. Gucci on Instagram. Tag us. We'll repost it. Throw it on the story. We love doing that. What are you, J Swish 24?
J_Swish 24.
Okay, tag us on Twitter, Instagram. I prefer Instagram. It's just easier to throw it on your story.
I like them both. I throw both.
But yeah, 8:49 remaining in the second. If you're watching with us, dude, it's so fucking cool that people watch the game and also listen to our commentary. It's unbelievable. I can't wait till the fucking 21st.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, this is why we do it for you, the people. I just think, like, we were telling the Missing Curfew guys today, like, why do you guys do this? Well, number one, it's for the people, but we want to bring a raw, uncut experience to people. Something that's not sugar-coated in mainstream media. Like, we want to tell it how it is, but also have a little bit of credibility to back what we are saying. And I think we have that, Rob. And it's comedy. It is hockey watching. It is everything between. Yes, we're going to comment on a fake set of cans, but we also want to talk about his own defense. Like, it's just, we want to be able to throw both ways. And it's so cool when people tune in every week to us here, two assholes sitting on a couch, grinding it out for you, the people. So that's why I love the chat so much. That's why I want the questions, because I want to engage with people. I love seeing people ask questions. I love seeing the same people week to week asking questions, because that means you're coming back for more. So, folks, to all you out there, to all the non-believers, this is for you, baby. We will be live again at Mullet Arena on the 21st. Right now, live on the couch, bringing you the Edmonton Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights. Edmonton looking for a little slice of history tonight to tie the league record of 17 in a row. Ivan Barbashev of the Vegas Golden Knights riding a 6-game point streak. He has 11 points in those 6 games, Rob. We touched on him early in the pregame. Great player, a great Russian-born player. You said it best. He plays like a North American.
Marchessault absolutely just took a huge dive. That was embellishing. I'm surprised they didn't call that. But, 7:15 remaining. The chat is buzzing like we asked. We thank you for that. We're going to get to that in just a moment here. I believe, no, we're not going to commercial right now. Dude, the amount of stoppages in this period, like, holy fuck.
Yeah,
this is insane.
We're working on a half-hour period, and we're only 13 minutes in. Yeah, it's been long, but stay with it.
Who's the chick announcing tonight?
I don't know.
I should know that. Is that Malesko?
I don't know if that's AJ Ferda Molestico. Remember when I tweeted at her, "Are you single?"
Did you?
Yeah, remember that night?
Oh, yeah. Did she answer?
No, then we looked her up on Wikipedia. She's had a husband for 20 years, but I still tweeted it.
Imagine being married to someone for 20 years. Wow. True love really does exist.
There goes my hero. Watch him as he burns. Folks, again, right now, if you're tuning in, 7:05 and counting. If you're following along with the boys over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale, Leon Draisaitl playing alongside Evander Kane and Warren Foegele, as he has throughout this whole winning streak of over 2 months. This second line, has been playing very well. You just got to feel for a guy like Draft because Mick Dusty, he gets to play with a guy like Hyman, and he gets Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Rob, makes 5 and a hook, but he had 100 points last year. I mean, a guy that's very underrated and got absolutely bent over for a hometown discount, but at the end of the day, there's worse ways to be underpaid, right?
Yeah, definitely. Man, the fucking Knights are just like locked down.
Yeah, they're playing very stingy D. You're going to look at Petro Drive, and why did he not hold that? Amadio should have held that puck. I mean, easier said than done from the coast. Now we got an exchange of 2-on-1, shoot that thing. Oh my filth, that was sick.
What was the backhand?
How sick was that little drag to the fucking backhand, though? That was nasty. But
going
back to that fucking little flick letters, going back to that play by Amadio, I know I'm an asshole sitting on the couch, but why doesn't he let Pietrangelo drive the paint, allow that F3, the guy streaking, because he had a step on the Edmonton defender, and then you hit the late trailer. I mean, again, I'm a fucking asshole sitting on the couch, but that's just one thing I'm looking at as I'm watching that develop in terms of an odd-man break. He tried to slip play for the breakaway. That's not going to work. Pietrangelo doesn't have that speed. 2-on-1 of McDusty. Toe drag. Oh, my God.
Aiden Hill.
Aiden Hill held that post strong, and his chin was tucked, and he did not give away that 5-hole. You see how tucked his chin was there? It was crazy.
I'm trying to break down what Vegas does so well defensively.
Well, look
at not look at the top.
Look at their zone D. Look at it's always 5 of dice. Look at so this guy will come out to this point. Stevenson comes back to the middle. Now he goes back to the middle. Stone. It's always 5 of dice. So they're just playing quadrants of the ice. So when you do that, you don't get
no chase.
You don't. Yeah, no Kelly chase. You never get overextended. You just keep them outside the dots the whole time, and then you wait for them to make a mistake or throw it to the middle of the ice, and then that way. Well, now we break up that play and we go north and we're tight already. So that's the biggest thing about zone is you're already so tight and you have your guys all in place. You have your wingers typically at the top of the key, your center, low and slow in the middle, and then your 2D. So you're playing that 5 of dice. So it's just a quick 2 passes and you're out of the zone, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how disciplined are. Like, no chase, full blown. Just give me the Don Julio Blanco without the pineapple back.
Yes. No pineapple nipple back. It's really – that's how you win cups, though, because – you know, like the younger teams, like they would panic when a team like Edmonton would
panic.
Yeah, Dick panic. They would panic at the disco if the teams were in your zone for, a minute or so. These guys, they don't care. They know you're outside the dots. You're doing nothing.
Yeah, you're not doing shit.
No, you're not getting inside position on me. From all it is I'm between you and the net and the puck. So that's it. I mean, if I have that, then what are we doing?
How's that not nice?
I don't know. Folks, again, if you're following along right now, 4 minutes to go, 4:05, 4:06. If you're following along here from the boys at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Right now, this game's been a little bit mind-numbing, if you will. Speak much, Jordan. 1-1 right now. A nice little look again, but not able to get inside. And it's been a stalemate. I won't lie. The Fortress is holding up to its name. These guys are packing that thing in like a can of sardines, Fort Knox, maybe locking it up like Andy Dufresne at Shawshank. Someone's got to find a fake hole to get out of there. But right now, I don't know if anyone's willing to crawl through 2 miles of shit like Dufresne. It just is what it is. So, again, 1-1 right now. Folks, get at us in the chat, please.
Chat's buzzing a little bit. Can you tag me in this, by the way?
Chat, keep going. Yes, I will. Bobby Gucci, take it over. I will tag you in a Instagram.
As we have Derek Ryan forwarding the puck over to Matthias Janmark, over to Duncan Keith, and back up, and we potentially have a 2-on-1. But, good play by Derek Ryan. Setting the pick accidentally, but on purpose. Good play by a veteran there. Refs get in the way. As we get over to number 2, Duncan Keith behind the net. 3 minutes remaining in the second period here as Evan Bouchard stands by Enterprise. We'll pick you up with Martin Brodor's jizz all over the inside of the car. Shout out for Martin Brodor getting the Enterprise bag for 5 straight years. We had to suffer through those commercials as a stretch pass up to Evander Kane as Bird is not in attendance tonight. Restraining order in full effect as he shoots one across to the Honda sign, and that gets deflected as another 2-on-1 developing. Man, the Knights, I don't know if they're just getting all these 2-on-1s at the end of their shift.
Yeah, they are.
But like they just do not have the wheels.
No, Shaquille O'Neal.
And a few times Draisaitl has had this puck and has not shot it. Oh, Cody Ceci with an absolute bomb. Edmonton with 24 shots on net. Vegas with 19. The game pace picking up a little bit. Mostly a boring fucking period so far as they ice it. And we're gonna have a whistle coming up with 2:05 remaining.
Yeah, that's a great observation, folks. You know Robbie Gucci for Robbie Gucci, but he makes a great point. I got to give my counterpoint, my partner in crime, a little bit of love over here. That's a great notice. They're getting all their chances, Rob, when their shift is done. So you look at a guy like Kolesar, you look at a guy like Waugh, they have no Willie Beeman steaming at the end of their shift because they're getting these odd man rushes after Edmonton has been in their zone for 1 odd minute, maybe almost close to 2 minutes. So they don't have any of that jump you would have, that 22 jump streak to really get up and go and create an odd man rush. They're just getting caught from behind as Edmonton is able to recycle new fresh bodies. So it's a great point by you. Great observations. Got to give a couple clicks to Gucci, folks. He knows the game over here.
I do know the game. I like to leave it up to Jay Swish, who actually played in the league, a lot more credential. But hey, that's why we're here. We're here to talk hockey. We're here to talk about how Jersey Mike's logo gets bigger and bigger every week on the ice.
Doesn't it just look like they're just absolutely hanging on for this one? I mean, what are they doing? They just pack the house in and they let Edmonton skate on the outside. I mean, one of these is going to pop here. Like McDavid, oh my God, that was built. But
hey, there was space there too. Kevin Spacey.
Their box is literally getting tighter as the second. Like they started at the dots and now they're almost inside the hash mark. So it's like these guys are just folding right now, like a cheap 10 after a 3-day music festival. Oh my God, it's going to be a shooting gallery in the third period because Vegas definitely went harder on the break than a team like the Edmonton Oilers.
No, you're right, Swish. I mean, they look really tired right now. I mean, they're all standing straight, and I thought that went in. They're all standing straight up. Wow, loses the puck. You got to get that out. You got to get it out now. Get it out now.
I mean, Hiller's fucking gas back there. You can tell. But the thing about Hiller right now that I really like about his game, and not that he's just a friend of the show, he looks really confident, and that always helps a team, especially struggling and playing on their heels. Like, if you have a guy flopping all over there and making, like, shaky saves, that fucking gives you the panic. And again, the panic at the disco, the Rick panic. But he's playing very confident, and he's very calm and cerebral in that cage. So again, that gives you confidence of, hey, if we can somehow get out of this fucking period 1-1, well, 20 minutes, let's go grab our nutsack, let's fucking win this game or even get a point out of it and somehow get to Circa, get right back on that roulette table and try again tomorrow on a Wednesday, which happens to be ladies' night, as you know, Rob.
Yep, there's nothing better than a nice ladies' night, especially when you're a single man. And, yeah, dude, the Knights are going to be lucky to escape this period without a goal. I mean, that last 5 minutes, they were pressuring. They were pure pressuring the fucking. Yep, they're out of it.
Yeah, that was like a DARE program, in 6th grade. You want to smoke this? No, you don't want any of this, do we? All right, folks, again, that is 40 minutes. That is the first 2 frames of this 3-period match live from Sin City. But more importantly, live from the couch, Bobby Gucci, Jay Swish, bringing you uncut, unfiltered, and raw action. Folks, we're talking penetration. We're talking missionary. We're talking me on top of her on top of you. 1-1 is the score after 40. Late push. Basically the whole period of a push from the Edmonton Oilers. But again, Aiden Hill stayed strong. Vegas Golden Knights able to collapse in their own end. And hey, all that matters is the scoreboard. And we are going to skate to the final frame tied up at a pair of ones.
Chat, we get to the chat now. McKinnon is, quote, on another level this season, but has the same amount of points in more games than Cooch. I will say this. Kucherov, as nasty as he is, he just isn't as explosive as McKinnon. I think McKinnon, the conversation with him, gets talked about more because of how explosive he is on the ice. No disrespect to Kucherov, like incredible player, but I think not that Kucherov doesn't have highlight reel plays because he's a hell of a passer, but I think McKinnon is talked about a lot because of how explosive he is, and he just drives his whole line.
Yeah, he's violent with it. Everything he does is violent. It's downhill. It's 100 miles an hour. The way he stick handles, the way he skates, the way he crosses over, the way he hits guys. It's all violent. So the way he just his persona, man, it's just so aggressive. It's alpha male. Kucherov, he's a guy. He's Picasso with it. He's on the half wall. He's painting you pretty pictures. He's got no heartbeat. He's over there lulling you to sleep, and all of a sudden he steps on your neck. So that's what it is over there.
Here's one for Swish. Best guy you ever played with, Swish, in pro who didn't make it. But I will say this. I mean, you mean I'll take it like this. He didn't make the NHL.
Yeah, didn't make the NHL. I'm trying to think here. Best player, I would say, honestly, one of the better players, especially early on, is a guy like Danny Cristo, who never played a game.
Yeah.
I mean, World Juniors,
Yeah.
World Championships. Should have won the Hobie Baker my freshman year. He was a senior at North Dakota. He had 27 goals. They gave it to Drew LeBlanc from St. Cloud State. Cristo was way better of a player, exactly. The fact that Danny Cristo didn't play one game in the NHL is crazy. Now, he's fallen off a little bit in terms of a pro, but as a young player, it's amazing that Cristo didn't play one game. I would probably say Cristo.
What do you boys think about the Iser plan?
I love it.
I think it's working.
It's fucking unbelievable. I mean, Stevie Bong Rips, he's unbelievable. Look at this team. Brings in Showtime, brings in a guy like Derek Lalonde, who I played for in junior. Shout out to Newsy Lalonde, played for him in Green Bay, won a Clark Cup championship. I always talk about it on here, but yeah, I love it. I think Stevie Y, I mean, the way he was able to rebuild Tampa, he's doing the same thing in Detroit. Yes, it's going to take some time, but look at that core, man. You bring in a guy like DeBrincat, play with Larkin, Fabry's going again, David Perron, a guy a veteran that's won a mug. A couple more defensemen. I think they have the goalie in Billy Husso. I spent time with him in St. Louis and in the minors. I really like their team, though.
What do you boys think about the next goal scorer? You know what? I'm going to say, man, I want to choose somebody from Edmonton, but I don't. I'm going to say that Chandler Stevenson gets one.
He's had a little jump tonight, Rob. I like that pick. I just think it's Edmonton. I think it's going to be a guy like Mikey McLeod somehow, some way. Number 71 just seems like he's scoring a lot on the streak. You have the big boys, but I just think McLeod's going to play against the second or third line of Vegas. They're going to be tired. He's going to be able to sneak one in with that speed of his.
Swish, any takes on Duluth from your Nodak days?
Yeah, Duluth, look, they were a great team. I think they were guys like Andy Walensky, who's still playing pro, Carson Soucy, great player, Austin Farley, who was another great player. I just remember one time we were playing Duluth, and it was at North Dakota, and there was a little bit of a scrum, Rob, and I went in absolutely flying from the blue line, so the faceoff was going to come out of the zone, and I grabbed Soucy, and I think I'm going to beat the wheels off of Soucy. And he put me in a full blender. I mean, he had my chin stuck to the ice. He was pressing my face in. And I look at him like, I'm chirping him as we go to the box. I'm looking at him like, holy fuck, that guy's like 6'4", 230. And I was about 170 pounds at that time. So that was just such a big mismatch that guy would have pumped my eyes shut. So I just always, it brings me back to that. But again, that game, fella, I had 1-1. So how you doing?
Prime Quick or Prime Lundqvist?
Oh, I mean, listen, Quickie back there was he was a distant magician. He was swimming in that paint, elementary backstroke. He had the front kick down. He had everything. He was a goddamn gymnast there. I liked Lundqvist more. Now, how do you compare when Quick's got 3 mugs, 2 he was a big part of, and then obviously Vegas last year being the third stringer? I don't know. I'm a Lundqvist guy, though.
I'm a Lundqvist guy, man. He's so sick. It absolutely is gutting that he didn't get one. But, yeah, I got to go with Lundqvist on that. I mean, I think he's just an all-around. Apparently, we have a question from the Vegas Golden Knights Twitter account. We're going to take a look at it here. I know we're going to come back to everybody. All right, the Vegas Golden Knights. This is their official Twitter account. Who do you have for the next goal? Vegas only. We actually already answered that. I'm going to go with Chandler Stevenson. He's been buzzing. I love the way he's looked silky tonight, even after getting off the break. I know Edmonton's been buzzing, especially at the end of the period. But I'm going to go with Chandler Mother effing Stevenson.
Yep.
Thank you for joining Vegas Golden Knights.
You heard it here, folks.
You never know who's going to join on Hockey Night in Scottsdale. It's really unbelievable.
You heard it here, folks, first. The Heat Daddy, Chandler Stevenson.
And we have another one from the Vegas Golden Knights tapping in. It's absolutely incredible. They're in the middle of a game, but they're watching Hockey Night in Scottsdale.
That's what we do, baby.
They're tapping in from the Fortress. It's great to see. And they are buzzing in the chat. They are absolutely buzzing.
Oh, my God. Whoever's running this account is a little bit horny right now, folks. Vegas Golden Knights. The Twitter account is buzzing.
And the Golden Knight. Now, if you've never been to T-Mobile Arena, a.k.a. the Fortress, the Vegas Golden Knight fights before. He's like a matador. He's fighting every single night at center ice for 20,000 people, and he has not lost. I mean, this guy is so unbelievably hot. Everybody knows I get a little bit by on the weekends, depending on what I'm drinking. If I had to, I would possibly hook up with that guy. He's so hot. I love a guy that doesn't lose.
He's the Floyd Mayweather of mascots.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's
he really is.
And I heard rumors around he might be British, so love that accent. The guy's incredible. And
I'll add a couple points to your scale.
Could you imagine just going back to back to back, night in, night out, and just slaying demons? It sounds like me in my bedroom at Arizona State University.
Yep.
Thank you for the
That's
question.
Shrek 2 written all over it. Princess Fiona and Lord Farquaad, folks.
Yep, and let's get back to the questions here. I just wanted to get those. All right, this is not the real Golden Knights account, actually. Or maybe it is. Thoughts? Oh, yeah, maybe it is their YouTube channel. But they've asked 5 times. I think whoever's running the Golden Knights account might be a little bit drunk, but that's how we love it.
Yeah, if you're drinking a night out there, folks, well, if you're driving, good luck. But please
don't drive.
Stay safe, stay sexy, and above all, stay single.
Yep, that's the most important thing in life is do not value a loving relationship. Nope. You want to be single. You don't want to be tied down. Shout out to the new boys. You ain't going to tie me down.
Yeah, the best availability, Rob, is, well, it's simply availability.
All right, Swish, were you on the Wolves during the infamous Vince Dunn and Curtis Gabriel fight?
Yes, I was, my friend. I had a front row seat to that Chuck Fest. The funniest part about that fight was there was a 3-on-3. There was 3 guys squaring off, 3 willing combatants. They dusted off. A guy like Scooter Vaughn, Vince Dunn, and I forget the third who was chucking. I think it was Bryce Gervais, a.k.a. Gervetchkin, a.k.a. Snowvetchkin. But, Rob, I don't know if you've ever seen the footage of this. It's hilarious. Kurt Gabriel and Vince Dunn get escorted off the ice, and at the old Allstate Arena, where you go off is the same side of the ice. So there's on one side, you go out the penalty box or the gate door, the other Zamboni door, and you walk down like this strip of rubber. And Kurt Gabriel crossed over the strip of rubber to Vince Dunn, the Chicago Wolves' side, as they were going off the gate. So he's walking, his skates are on concrete. Oh my God. And Vince Dunn, he approaches Vince Dunn, he like grabs him. This is now off the ice. They're fighting in the tunnel. And he grabs him, and Vinny Dunn has his right hit the whole time. And Kurt Gabriel puts his hands on him. Vinny Dunn smacks him with the right on the chin, right on the jaw, drops him. So Vinny Dunn's record on the ice, I don't know what it was, but off-ice knockouts with your skates on, fighting on concrete. I mean, it doesn't get more WWE jungle-esque, if you will, in terms of that game was all-time. And they showed it on the highlight view, like of the Jumbotron at Allstate Arena, like 20 times, a guy knocking a guy out off the ice. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, that's incredible. Insider Smalls, what are you hearing about Gensel? My buddy just bought a jersey, and he's stressed out about it.
Yeah, listen, so Jake Gensel, it is believed that he turned down a deal from the Pittsburgh Penguins. Wow. It was a 6-year deal, Rob, and I believe it is in and around the AAV of 8 and a hook. That is 8.5 times, somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 and a hook, 8.5, maybe $9 million. And he ultimately said no. Now, his player agent is Ben Hankinson. I saw Hank on the weekend over at All-Star Weekend. It's actually the guy I said hi to as we were going over to Uppy's party.
Oh, okay.
I didn't ask him. I said, Hank, nice duster fella. You look great. That muzzy, that handlebar muzzy looks unbelievable. We did get into Gensel talk, but yeah, as of now, that's a stalemate. I think Kyle Dubas is trying to see, do we want to offer Gensel what he could probably get on the open market? Now, that's an 8-year deal, probably in and around the neighborhood of $9 to $10 million for the 40-goal scorer. Ultimately, I think he stays in Pittsburgh. It's just going to be tough. Sid's going to want him there. I think he'll override management and probably get Gensel there to stay. But, I mean, everyone's got his price, right? Gensel chewed on one a little bit in terms of taking a 6x6, his last deal. So it'll be interesting, man. I think a guy like Gensel is probably worth, to me, in my eyes, on a hometown discount, 8.5. Now, do I think on the open market, somewhere like Chicago, he could get $9, $10 million? Absolutely. So monitor that one. It's going to come down to the wire, fella.
All right, Swift, we're going to need to use your laptop soon. Mine is dying.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, the chat's buzzing. Thank you guys for asking questions here. I'm trying to get to them all. If we don't answer, just repeat your question because actually a lot flowed in at once. Thoughts on Phil Kessel not having an NHL contract? We've talked about this before, but apparently Phil is still skating. I would love to see a guy like him signed, especially because, like, when you get older, guys kind of lose that fire, and they don't have the fire in them to get up and play every day. And Phil still wants to play. So that's what really bothers me about him not being signed.
Chicago Fire.
He can still play, and he wants to play. Somebody sign the man.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, someone gets Phil Kessel $750 prorated. I mean, you wouldn't have to pay this guy anything. It would be like $200K. He's made $100 million. Like, he's not doing it for the money. Like, someone get this guy in your power play. Good veteran in the room. Nice guy. Tries hard. Loves the game. Shout out to Verona, Wisconsin. Same hometown is your boy, Jay Swish, baby. When do you want to do the old lapper exchange?
Hold on, look at this. Look at this picture. I'm sick.
That's funny.
All right. We'll do that. We'll do that when I hit the 5% mark.
Okay.
You guys gotta come out to Man Jose. I know the Bay is whack, but the Sharks rink can get electric, especially the AHL games. God, I can't wait to sniff my keys in the Shark Tank with the boys. You know what? I actually did go to the Shark Tank. They do have loyal fan switch. I will say that. What I didn't like about Man Jose is that I came back with a sinus infection and an ear infection. I don't know what happened there, but I did end up getting a little bit too drunk. And I spent the night playing in a band in a garage all night in Man Jose. But I will give shout out my boy Wes.
Shout out to D12, my band.
Shout out to D12. These chicks, they don't even know the name of my band. They do have passionate fans in Man Jose.
But they all want to look at me like we want to hold hands. Shout out to Man Jose. I would get up there for a game, absolutely. Again, it's all dudes in here except for these bitches. So Santana Row, I would hit it up. I would go to a game, the Shark Tank. Maybe when it gets buzzing again, Rob, I would say that's probably not in the next election year per se, but I would love to get to Man Jose when it gets going again, because going in there as a player back in the day, with a guy like Jumbo Joe Thornton, snapping out on the half ball, Patty fucking Marlowe, Joe Pavelski, Jason Demers, a lot of these guys, man. I mean, it was a tough place to play, and like you said, it's Man Jose for a reason, baby.
How about Lindholm with 2 tucks tonight in his debut with the Nucks? Do you guys think getting traded lights a fire under a guy's ass? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, not if you're Huberdeau, but
yeah. I mean, listen, if it's for the right reason,
it's good.
You're going for the right team. You want to prove your worth. You want to hop in. I mean, talk about a great start. I mean, you can't draw it up any better than that, besides maybe getting a hat trick. But yeah, 2 tucks. You're feeling good. You're high stepping. You're going back to your rental place in Vancouver, probably a short term kind of place, and you're feeling good about that one.
Yeah. Yo, Rob, why is Zach Parise still playing? That's absolutely. When I saw that, I thought it was a joke.
He's an 84 born.
Like, holy fuck, man. Like, obviously, it's not for the money because he's getting paid fucking like $1 billion and a hook from the fucking
1984. He's born.
Crazy.
Think about that. He's literally going to be 40 years old if he's not already 40. Shout out to Zach Parise. I mean, what a fucking athlete, honestly. Dude, he was good when we were like 8 years old.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. Like, he's 10 years older than me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we just touched on this, but yeah, getting traded can fire, new scene, new squad, anything, dude. Like, listen, I played a horrendous level of junior hockey, but I'll tell you this quick story. So I was on a team in Washington, D.C. I didn't really like it. I had a couple good buddies on the team, but most of the team I just didn't really like. I didn't get along with them. I didn't gel with them. The coach, absolutely, I hate. He was just a piece of shit. I was a coachable player. I wasn't a cancer in the locker room. If anything, I was a clown in the locker room. I had good times with most of the team that I was on. I didn't even feel right in practice. So anyway, I ended up on the Boston Bulldogs.
Right.
And
Double B.
It just changed for me. I felt great. I felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. So a new scenery, new squad. It's like whacking a new chick. You feel a little bit better.
Oh God, it just feels something about whacking a new chick. Everything's different. It's a new shot of life. Anyways, folks, we'll get to the next question. Folks, keep asking us questions over here. I believe we have about 2 or 3 minutes left until we go to the final frame over live from Sin City, but most importantly, live from the couch.
So cool that the Vegas Knights joined this. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, Vegas Knights, folks, shout out to them. We got to get to Vegas for a live show, by the way.
Yeah, we do.
It'll be in playoffs. We are in talks with a couple venues there, Bobby, but yeah, that would be great. I mean, that rink is unbelievable.
Nick Manning tapping in from Savannah, Georgia. He said earlier, again, new hockey guy here. Can you explain the history behind the emergency goalie rule? I like it. I wish every team had to use their emergency goalie at least once a season. Is that a crazy idea? Swish, I think you would be best at explaining this. I've never actually dealt with that.
Yeah, so it's funny. The emergency goalie is hilarious because I actually, during my time in Toronto, David Ayers, the guy that ultimately came in for the Toronto Maple Leafs, skated with the Marlies back in the day. They're probably going to make a Disney-esque movie about this guy. But basically what it is, folks, to dumb it down and make a long story short, is you have a goalie, which is the third goalie for every team in the building. So normally the third goalie, the third stringer, and he will be the third string goalie for both sides that evening. He will sit at the game. He will have a ticket like a normal fan. And say one of the goalies from one of the sides goes down or happens to, come out of the game, injury, illness, whatever it is, he will then go down to the locker room or the event level, put on his stuff. So he carries his shit to the game, and he will go put on his stuff at the game, and he will sit on either side of the bench where the team with the goalie that went down with. So to get into the game, obviously you would have to have the starting goalie go down, and then you would have to have the backup goalie. So in that case, when David Ayers came in and played a significant amount of time, the Carolina Hurricanes had 2 goalies go down. He came in against the Maple Leafs, technically a team and an organization he was skating with in terms of skating with the Marlies, my team at the time, came into the game and actually like kind of stoned the boys a little bit. So it's always funny when it works out. It's always like an accountant who works at a big 4 company. You know, you saw with that Curtis Foster guy in Chicago. He was like an accountant. He came into the game. He stoned Bufflin on one of the plays. So, yeah, that's the kind of the essence of an emergency goalie. It always happens. You know, you'll see a guy in warm-ups or maybe on the bench, but rarely do they come into the game.
Chris Tanev to Toronto is a heavy rumor that I've seen a couple times.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, we've been seeing that all over the place. I mean, Tanev, that rumor's with Brad Trubling. There's been, tons of history there, familiarity. We'll see if it happens. I mean, a guy like Zadorov gets traded to Vancouver. That's another guy that Toronto was targeting. So Tanev is going to go somewhere. Ultimately, I don't know where he's going to end up. Will Toronto have the best package, and will they want to go for it for a guy like Tanev? Well, we'll see, baby.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
You need to send me the link.
Yeah.
Folks, we are switching laptops. Oh, I don't have a lot of juice either.
Oh,
34%. That should be good.
yeah, shit.
Folks, again, right now, just doing a little oil change like your local Jiffy Lube or your local, Minute Clinic. Walk up, get a Z-Pack, get that oil change. Maybe you're coming back from a road trip. You were whacking a different girl. I don't know what you were doing. Maybe you were just, flirting around. I don't know. But, hey, doing an oil change right now. Heat Daddy sending me the link as we are going live for the third period, baby.
Mute me. I'm gonna add you.
Stand by me.
Add
93-1. Okay. All righty, folks. Saddle up here.
Can we get a mic check, please, from the chat, actually? Can we get a mic check from the chat?
Mic check, folks. MC means move the crowd, baby. Folks, can you hear us over here at Hockey Night? I'm going to do this, Bobby.
It's not echoing, right? There we go.
Here we go. Folks, we good? Alrighty, folks, back here live for the third period. Brought to you by Butter Golf and Heat Daddy merch. Right now, we are live from the couch, as always, over here at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. And we are taking on the hottest team in the league, the Edmonton Oilers, visiting the Fortress, the Vegas Golden Knights, live from Sin City, folks. We have a hell of a third period shaping up here. It's been a little bit of a defensive stalwart-like effort. But again, 2 teams coming off break, guys coming back from Cabo, guys coming back from Turks and Caicos. Wherever they were, you have to shake off that Brian Rust, if you will, and you have to get back in the game. The Edmonton Oilers probably a little bit more at stake, riding this, historic number they're trying to hit, 17 games in a row. That is 17 wins, previously held by the 1992-93 Pittsburgh Penguins. If you will, check the stat pack there, fella, but I think Swishy Scoops is right on that, so if they do get to this number, that will tie a National Hockey League record. And again, if they do hit that, well, then the next game would be, oh my God, what a play to Kaner. Folks, shots right now, again. We'll get to the chat here, folks. Again, keep getting at us in the chat. The questions have been great. I mean, the people are buzzing tonight. You really, when we needed your steam there in the second intermission, you got going. And that's what I love about the Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Loyal, you called it. You called it. Oh! Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Wow, what a call by Bobby Gucci, folks. Let's go. Wow, I did not see that coming, Bob, if I'm being honest, but you must have had a sniff. You must have had something.
Anderson buzzing around. You look good tonight.
Wow.
Everybody in the chat, I was making sure we didn't miss too many. If we missed your question, please repeat it. We'll get back to you.
Wow, what a call by Bobby Gucci, live from Hockey Night in Scottsdale. That is what we do. Folks, as it always happens, a great chance at one end. Stop. Aiden Hill come back. Paul Cotter over the line, fires up a little bit of a no-angle dangle, gets stood up by Darnell Nurse, wins a puck battle. Watch that puck battle win. Stevenson from Marchessault, back of the
What
net.
a shot.
They don't ask how. They ask how many. Leonard Skinner, fuck, man, lets that in. And wow, what a game we have here. One stop at one end. The Hillcat, great save. Best defense leads to offense. Again, Paul Cotter, that all starts with a puck battle below the dots, below the goal line. He wins that off of Edmonton's strongest defenseman in Darnell Nurse. He slides it over to Marchessault and squirts out over to the eventual goal scorer in Chandler Stevenson. And folks, the People's fucking Show called it again. Yep. Bobby Gucci, what a call. Chandler Stevenson, 2-1. Vegas Golden Knights, that's exactly what they needed. They've been struggling all game. Now they have a lead. Well, going into the final frame, we still have 17:44 to play. But, man, that ignites a crowd. That ignites a bench. Great call, Bob.
Yep, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, he's just been buzzing all night. But look, now Edmonton, you might think, what are they really playing for here? But listen, once you get that streak rolling like that, you don't want to lose it. It's the last thing. So expect them to play like they're getting kicked in the ass. They want to keep the streak alive. They want to break the record. It's only tied, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy how that works. Like, the record fucking tied, and now they have this adversity.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're trying to tie that record tonight. If they get that, I mean, listen, you remember when like a team like Golden State was going for the record, Bob, every night? It's like similar to when a guy like Patty Kane was on a point streak. Like, you don't want that thing to fucking end. Patty Kane got that thing up to like 28 odd games. Golden State, I forget what their fucking record was in terms of how many games they won in a row, but you never want that thing to end because you never know what can happen after that. So let the good times roll. You're going to see them playing 200 feet. You're going to see them playing Stanley Cup-like hockey. The sense of urgency is going to go through the fucking roof. And yes, this game is going to come down to, I would say, the last 10 minutes, and there's going to be really intense battles, and that's where this game is going to be won. And the way that Vegas' structures looked all night, though, Rob, they haven't had their legs, but their defense has been really good. So let's look on that. Let's see if Edmonton can get inside that box, penetrate it a little bit, because right now, Vegas, man, they're playing really good, tight checking D, especially below the top of their circles and even into the goal line area.
Now, let me ask you this, Swish. Do you think that in Vegas' head, they're like, we want to fucking snap their streak, or you think they're not thinking about that?
Oh, no, they're
trying to win the hockey game?
Yeah, they're thinking both. They're thinking, fuck these guys. We knocked them out of playoffs last year. There's bad blood here, man. I mean, look at Pietrangelo with the suspension last year. They ultimately ended their season. They're saying, fuck these guys. We're still the big boys. And, yes, we want to end this fucking winning streak. Fuck these guys, man. That's what they were saying in the locker room the whole time. And the guy, one of their leaders, gets it going. And the guy you picked to score that goal, I mean, dude, you know how much that does for a bench? I mean, you played the game, Rob. Yep. When you're struggling and your goalies kept you in it all night, and then all of a sudden you get a quick goal in the third period, you strike like that. But they're showing this play again. The boys already had it in Hockey Night in Scottsdale. But look at Cotter win that battle, man. That goes unnoticed. And then Marchessault, what a slip. But short side bunker like that, man. I mean, where Mama, like we always say, hides the cough syrup, the Percocets, you say dildos, whatever they're hiding up there, man. It's fucking Elmer's glue you're sniffing. That's a fucking unbelievable shot by a big time player that has 2 mugs to boot.
Yeah, I mean, they've been playing well all night, that line. I mean, if I'm Bruce Cassidy, keep them fucking rolling, get one more for insurance, because everybody knows this Edmonton team, they're dangerous. This game is far from over.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got a 2-1 game, but really, in all reality, I think Edmonton has had the upper hand all night. I think that's no sugarcoating that, especially that second period. I think the first period was probably a wash, but again, it was 1-1, and when they got out of that period 1-1, you knew they had a chance. I mean, we said it. We said if they get out of this period, it's anyone's game. And the Hillcat, the way he's kicking, the way the defense is played, that goal is so big, man, especially just from a big-time player. Now you go to work. Now you see – I love how calm Vegas plays, though, man. Like, they're never panicked. Like, yeah, they don't have their A game tonight, but, man, they're not running all over the place. They play so structured. That's a credit to Butch Cassidy. I know people chirp the guy all the time, but you can't say he's a fucking bad coach because this guy really knows how to really coach systems and structure, and it's apparent here in a game like tonight.
Yeah, I mean, half of coaching is getting the best out of your players, probably more than half, right? And, and apparently, I mean – look, I know there was some turmoil in Boston with him in the locker room. I know that, like, that's a fact. But at the end of the day, man, Boston had an incredible record, great team, and he comes over to Vegas and he's doing the same fucking thing, Swish. So
yeah, I mean, it is confirmed. Like, those guys got him fired in Boston, right? Like, Krejci wasn't going to play for him. Bergeron was getting sick of the message. I think a guy like even like Pasta and some of those other guys. Now, who's do we really know that was end all be all? But I mean, ultimately they moved on from a guy that had a lot of success there, and he ends up winning a mug, and they're out in the first round. So it's just funny how that works. I mean, you can say whatever you want about the guy, but he is a good coach. I mean, that is one thing. Butch Cassidy, good coach. Those are the same sense. I mean, no one can say otherwise. So again, I was looking at a guy like Mikey McLeod, who's massaging this puck over here, deep tissue. Shout out to Massage Envy, folks. If you need a full rub, if you need a tug, head over to Massage Envy, because Mikey McLeod, the way he was dusting that thing off, holy fuck, fella. We're getting a look at Evan Bouchard, another guy that plays with a very no-pulse kind of game. I love that from defensemen. Guys that are just calm with it, man. Never panic. Play within yourself, and we'll see what happens out here. Ekholm, he's been quiet tonight. He played a nice little body check there on Barbashev in terms of a cross-check. As we get a look here at Zach Hyman, some of the best wall work in all of the league, Rob, in terms of his own end. The way the guy wins battles, how calm he is. He always makes the right slip play to the middle, underneath to his low and slow center iceman. So he's a great guy, obviously, especially on the wall. Underrated wall work, I think, is some of the sexiest stuff if you're watching. Like, good wingers, good veteran wingers. Oh, my God, McDusty.
Oh, my God.
That was the first time he really opened it up tonight, other than that first goal. But
it's crazy that when he does that inside-outside step, and that's all it takes for him to just take off. And if you're flat-footed, forget about it. Even if you're, going full speed backwards, or if you're kind of on the back check, like if McDavid, that inside-outside move he has is just like the best in the world. It's fucking crazy. You just see it and you just go, whoa.
Yeah, you beat that thing up, right? Like shrimp fried rice. Folks, again, 13:02, 13:01 right now. Chandler Stevenson gets a little bit of a step. Throws a puck back to his, line mate Mark Stone. And we are going to go to a commercial break. Bobby Gucci, I believe it's under 13 minutes, the final frame. This will be our first commercial break. Let's get to the chat, brother. Let's see what's going on. Let's talk a little shit. Folks, do you have anything in terms of what is going on with your life right now? I will have a Super Bowl whisperer. Now, I know everyone has a Super Bowl whisperer, but I actually have a guy I played hockey with. Is connected inside the Mafia, and I know a lot of people say this, but he is 13 for the last 14 in terms of the over-under on the Super Bowl length for the national anthem. So I will have that information being sent to me, I believe, sometime Saturday night. So, folks, if you follow me on Twitter, that'll be the lock of the century in terms of the national anthem over-under. I will get confirmation on that probably Saturday night, and I will fire that out to you, the people. So look for that at JSwish. That is J_Swish24. Bobby Gucci, what do we got, baby?
Biggest play, so calm, and it's gonna be scary going on. Yeah, man. I mean, they have the experience of already winning the big silver jug. So yeah, I mean, they never count them out quick. We've been saying like they're the favorites out of the West. The only thing I think that stops them is getting burnt out. I mean, we're all human here, right?
Yep.
Like, how much hockey can you really play?
100%.
I'm glad they have the edit button though, dude. And sometimes it's tough, especially when you're doing those big write-ups from a little phone.
Yeah.
I edit all the time, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm always editing. I have to. I fuck it up. Does it show up when you edit it, like the real version and the edited version? How does that work?
And it says like there's a new edited version
of
the tweet,
yeah.
and then it eventually disappears, and you can bottom right click it. But
gotcha.
Next goal scorer. Let's do this again. What
Well,
the hell did we get the next?
Yeah. I mean, you're hot. I'm gonna stick to my guy, right? I had the Edmonton side, so I'm sticking with McLeod. I'm sticking with Ryan McLeod over there. So who are you going with?
I'm gonna say something absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
I think Stevenson's getting another.
Okay, I like it. Yeah.
Stevenson's getting another.
Yeah, Levance Stevenson, Chandler Stevenson.
Slim Jesus. I hope that's your real profile picture. Unbelievable lettuce. Unbelievable muzzy.
It is so low and slow over here, bro. It's Tuesday. We are fucking grinding. I mean, we've been at it all day in terms of content, this and that. So, yes, low and slow. Keep your chin tucked, fight strap on. No piss tonight. It's strictly all natural energy. No goofed up on Mountain Dew. But we're getting back to the play here, Rob. We'll go to the chat again around the 8-minute marker. Folks, again, keep asking us great questions. It's been really good. Ever since we needed you, we shouted you out and said, hey, we need you here. We're running on a little bit of
you guys are here.
Empty tank. We need an oil change. You guys have been buzzing, so thank you so much. Keep her going. Let her buck titty. Again, right now, Bobby Gucci called the last goal scorer in Chandler Stevenson, the pride of Saskatchewan. So, what a slip play by fucking White Cloud there. That goes unnoticed. That is such a good play, and that's why you play the zone defense. I know we've been talking about fucking auto zone defense all night, but White Cloud, the way he was able to slip the middle of the ice, find the exit, Don't wrap the puck around the boards. That's where all the traffic is. That's where all the Edmonton guys are. Where's the play? Low and slow through the middle of the paint. Their centerman was available. They got right out of the zone, exit clean, got into Edmonton zone, and ultimately spent the last 40 seconds there. So what a heady play by White Cloud, the Bemidji State Beaver. It's a product of the WCHA. So White Cloud fella, great play there. I'm just noticing on the couch, bro.
Yep, we're in the final frame here. Somebody said something I was going to address, but I don't remember.
Yeah. Folks, again, if you're following along right now, 11:22 on the radio dial and counting as Aiden Hill plays it to, I believe, number 6. I forget his name. He's a call-up from Vegas. Actually, a pretty good player from the Western League. He spent time with the Silver Knights of Henderson. I just forget his name. I'm blanking. He's a good right shot defenseman. I actually think he's a national leaguer. But once Vegas gets healthy, I don't know if he'll be in the lineup. So, great player. I like the kid's game. Number 6 on Vegas, Chad. Who is that again?
Yeah, who is that?
He's got some crazy Zinniac name or something. Again, right now, Vegas just controlling the play, man. Very, very winning mentality, Rob. You just watch it. It's mature hockey. The only way I can describe it is mature hockey.
It's the only one that's really done anything as far as trying to get the boys going. It looks like McDavid is wheeling. I mean, this line looks good right now. Wow, as he sends it 300 yards left.
Holy fuck, was he tickling the ceiling there? The old worm. I thought he was going bar. He was going far bar and in. He was looking fucking bar Mexico, bar east and south. Maybe Cabo, maybe Cancun, maybe Playa del Carmen.
Oh my God, Cody Cici missed the net by 400 feet. You have to respect that.
I don't know if that would have hit a soccer net. I don't think it would have.
I don't think it
would have. I don't think it would have hit the bar. I think that's why.
I don't think that would have hit the Vegas Strip.
No,
I think it would have just went straight up to goddamn who knows.
That thing had no tracking number on that package. That was full USPS trap package. Send the dope, and I don't even need a return address. Folks, again, if you're following along, we are just under 10 minutes to play as the Edmonton Oilers send it to the cage, and Aiden Hill, or maybe a little bit of traffic in front, was able to knock that puck down as Darnell Nurse massages the rock. He brings it into his own line. But the Geico sign sends it over to his partner, Cody Cici, who slows things down behind his own cage and surveys his options as they set up for a little bit of a set breakup, D to D, right around their own blue line. And Darnell Nurse is trying to navigate his way through the Vegas Golden Knights trap. Rob, one thing I'm looking at right now, Vegas going to the 1-3-1. So they're backing off. Butch Cassidy, normally known to play a little bit of a soft 1-2-2, is going to the 1-3-1. So now Vegas really playing on that in terms of right on that red line, making it hard, clogging it up for Edmonton. Now, you're not going to see McDavid be able to dice it up. Maybe he will if he has a head of steam, but most of the time now, if you're Edmonton, you're going to have to get that puck in and go find it. So you're going to have to chip and chase, establish a ground game. Vegas going to that soft 1-3-1, normally known to play 1-2-2. So that's just one observation as we get under 10 minutes that I'm seeing over here at 93.1.
Yeah, on Prize Picks, I'm looking up what I have. I had Kolasar over 2.5 hits, which doesn't look good. I have Marchessault and Hyman over 6.5 shots combined, doesn't look good. I have Evander Kane hits, that looks kind of good, and Aiden Hill saves over 28.5. That doesn't look good. Use code MeatDaddy on Prize Picks.
Hey, but you got the Stevenson one.
Yeah,
we didn't have any money on.
Yeah, it did not count, but
right.
But yeah.
Yeah, well, sometimes it doesn't count, baby. So what?
No, I was gonna say, I think right now, I don't know what I'm feeling. I'm feeling it right in my nipples. I feel like we're gonna have a late power play coming to the Oilers. Just they're applying a lot of pressure. Vegas dug deep to get out of that second period. I think someone's gonna take a penalty here. Put your big boys together.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the league owes them at least a power play to maybe get it going and maybe give them a chance to tie this thing up and extend, right? A little extends.
Because Gary wants a storyline here. He's phoning it in. Just get a hooking call, a holding call, as here is Mark Stone to Stevenson. I will literally crap my pants if Stevenson gets another.
Does this actually cut our Gauthier, you think?
No.
There's no way. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Just don't watch them.
Why? What do you say? I didn't even see him say anything bad.
To the guy, on the not talk for like 2 seconds? I'm going to talk, baby. That's what I
mean,
do.
that's our job here
Yeah.
at Hockey Night in Scottsdale.
I'm
We have
sorry,
to
buddy.
broadcast the damn
Yeah.
game. If you don't like it, you can get the fuck out.
Right. Sometimes I got to go full Doc Emmerich and commentate on the game. Sorry, buddy. Just don't watch. Anyways, folks, again, right now, Derek Ryan bringing the rock over the blue line, and he is, well, confronted by a 3-pack of Vegas Golden Knights. Oh, my God. Aiden Hill, great save.
Dude, Hill is playing fucking great tonight. 7:22 remaining in the third period. We're going to commercial break right now. Connor Brown asked Aiden Hill, "Are you all right?" Good sportsmanship from Connor Brown. And fuck! Why the fuck does my computer keep falling?
Hiller's got great flow, fella. Like, just, it's always wet, that mop. It looks good. He's sweating, but he's got a good lather on him, just gel, maybe LA looks. It's National League to a T.
All right, we're going to take it to the chat here. Aiden Hill is absolutely dialed. Only gave up that 2-on-0 shorty. That's a great point. Early in the game, 2-on-1. He's a good bounce back player, Aiden Hill. Lets one in, and you kind of know he ain't letting 2 more in. The guy doesn't let in 3.
Yeah, he's looked really good. I mean, you can't really do anything on that goal either. Like, what do you expect? You got, like we talked about before, he's got 2 of the best players in the world coming down 2-on-0. It's tic-tac-toe, and it's back of the cage. But, yeah, he's looked solid, Rob. He's, like we said in that period in the second when they were kind of getting away from their game, he was their rock back there. I just thought he looked very calm, very cool demeanor, cerebral. He's looked very good tonight.
Thanks for the free money, Robbie, with the Stevenson next goal. If you actually bet that, that is fucking awesome. Fellas, grab 2 cold ones. We need a little shotgun foil one here. Listen, dude, we're coming on back-to-back vendors, basically. We're just in Toronto. Today, Swish, we almost got lured into the action at TPC, the Waste Management Open. It was like, I swear, I had 1 Irish coffee, and I was like, hey, I kind of want to party a little bit. There's a lot of hot chicks there, but it's Tuesday. We got to stay off the pitch. We need to be sustainable here. We're just being mature guys. We're a couple of assholes on the couch, but we're trying to be mature here.
Yeah, you were seconds away from staying and probably putting in a 10-hour shift there in terms of just once it hits the lips, it tastes so good, brother.
You guys coming to Edmonton for the next battle in Alberta. We addressed it a little bit. We're final talks for the 24th of February. But look, man, I really hope we get it done, dude. I really want to get up there for the Battle of Alberta.
I think we'll know in the next couple of days here in terms of when that will actually be confirmed. That's per Darren Dreger. But yeah, I'm hoping it comes to life and fruition, Rob, because we need to get back up to the Western Canada. What a time there in Calgary. I just think those people, they hit different.
Yes, definitely. What's the deal with the Coyotes producing all the league's most underrated goalies? Good point, man. I mean, they have had a couple goalies come up in the system here.
Veggie's been solid. I mean, the Ingram's been unbelievable. I mean, bang for your buck, Rob. Those guys, they're good. They're legit. I mean, that Prositov, I don't know. He's been okay for Colorado. I think he got put on waivers. But in terms of, bang for your buck, these guys, you can't go wrong.
All right, let's get back.
Folks, again, right now, if you're following along, we have 6:57 on the clock. Edmonton, well, trying to make a late push to make or tie history, Rob. We got a nice look here at a line that they kind of put together late. Draisaitl playing with the big boys in terms of Hyman as well as McDusty. Bouchard gets that stripped off the puck a little bit. But here we go. We got the big boys playing together. The last push here, 6 minutes. Knobloch obviously knows what's at stake, trying to get his team a win. But most importantly, just trying to tie this up and maybe get to bonus hockey, maybe get that thing extended. I mean, it would be tough if this thing ends just straight after the break. I feel like after a break, it's such a crapshoot as is, though, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm still sticking to my guy McLeod. I think he's got a chance to tie this thing up. I got a weird feeling this 4th line with Holloway, Corey Scory Perry, and a guy like McLeod, man. I think they've had some good chances. Perry tickling the ceiling a little bit earlier in this period, had a good chance. He sent it wide, but McLeod, a guy that I love too, he scored big goals throughout this winning streak. So let's take a look at this line in terms of this has got to be one of the better 4th lines in hockey.
Oh, 100%, dude. They remind me of actually, I think they're more skilled than the Clutterbuck Matt Martin line and that line, but they just play so disciplined and they're solid and they're reliable.
Yeah, 100%.
5:34 remaining here in the third period, 2-1. I mean, I'm waiting for this big push from Edmonton. Where is it? Where is it at?
You got to think a guy like McDavid is going to play the last 3 minutes, I would say, though. The goalie will probably come on around the 2-minute marker. I would say Knobloch probably takes a timeout sometime under 3 minutes, Rob, and then they go from there, right?
Yeah, I don't know why. All right, here we go. We're going to go to the chat here. This is going to be the last, I believe, right?
Yeah, well, it should be, unless they take a timeout, of course.
Yep. Going to the Oil and Goats game next Monday. I don't think so. I don't have plans. That would be a good one to see, though. Like, guys, if you haven't been to Mullet Arena, it's unbelievable for watching hockey. You're up close, you're personal. They do need a new rink switch, but you're never going to be able to watch NHL hockey like that ever again.
Like we always say, it's like watching your favorite band at a local live dive bar almost, Rob. It's an intimate experience. There's no bad seat in there. Yes, the seats are a little bit like a Spirit Airlines seat in terms of just how tight they are, but it's a great experience, man. You got to get down to the iconic Mullet Arena. Anytime your boots on the ground there, it's a great time, brother.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's hard to as a fan when you go down there, it's like it's hard to imagine that you're watching an NHL hockey team in that rink, but then like a couple seconds into the game, you're right on top of the ice. You're like, holy shit, this is unbelievable. And although it's unique, it's never gonna happen again.
No,
like most likely.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they can figure out their rink here, bro. We need them to stay. But yeah, for the time being, to watch a National Hockey League game that up close and personal, there's nothing better, brother.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's scary? I was reading a tweet the other day, and they were saying that, like, let's say they do get a rink, it's still going to take, like, 5 years to, like, get that shit done. But, yeah, I mean, fuck that kid. We just got to basically hang in there with the Coyotes. I think what they should do, and here's a hot take, I think they should take the Vegas, I think they should basically upgrade the Suns rink because you can play hockey in there.
Yes, you can.
But they do need renovations for hockey.
That would be unbelievable.
They played there for like 8 years.
Yeah,
but
6 or 7.
The Suns owners said that they're not going to let them in there unless they own the team.
Yeah.
So does that mean to change their ownership? I don't know.
You do the old bait and switch. Maybe they are able to buy the team if the current group is looking to sell. Because that arena, brother, that's a sick barn.
Yeah, it is a sick barn. But I think they have to do that. Like, because what are you going to do? Stay in Mullet for 6 fucking years?
No, you can't do that. And you got to buy land, and it takes a long time. Shout out to Kelly Sutherland, Rob. Good referee, a good chin, a guy that's been in the league for 1,500 games now. So tip of the cap to the Strips. Shout out to Tim Peel, by the way, friend of the show. So Peeler, if you're listening, brother, always looking out for the officiating crew. Kelly Sutherland, a legend of the game in terms of the Zebras. 1,500 games, man. That's no joke.
Yeah, definitely. All right, 5 minutes remaining. It's 2-1 Vegas. Here comes the big push here, and
we got 5 minutes here, Bob. And like we said, we got the big boys playing together in terms of we got Leon Draisaitl up there. Knobloch moves him up to the top line. He's going to play alongside McDavid. That is Mick Jesus, Mick Dusty, as well as RNH and or Hyman, depending on who they go with. So look for that line to probably play the last 3 minutes of the game, and then Vegas just has to weather the storm. You know about weathering storms in Vegas, brother. You wake up a little hungover. You got a Colombian cold. Maybe a blizzard came in the night before. You know what that's about. So if they stay disciplined, they stay locked in like they have been in that zone defense, it's going to be tough to beat a guy like Hillcat unless it's like a one-timer through the box.
You know what I really like about going to games in Vegas, dude, is like in Vegas, there's always that like time of the night, and it's usually from like 6 to 10 where it's like you've been flooring it all day. A lot of people go down for naps and never wake up the same night.
No.
It's perfect to go to the game, fill that void of time, watch some good hockey, you get out and get your night started. Like, it's a good chunk of time. It's a good activity to do.
You're a little strung out. You're kind of in that zone of, like, I haven't slept. I'm a little bit nervous of where I'm at. Can I make it through the rest of the night? But then you have some live entertainment right in your face at the Fortress. You have the go dancers on the glass and warm-ups. It just – the whole vibe in that arena is truly hard to beat.
No, it's fucking awesome, dude. They put on an absolute show. 4 minutes remaining here.
Yep. If you're watching,
we're running on fumes. For those of you that are new here, we've had a long ass day.
We are absolutely grinding for the people as Mick Jesus almost goes Sammy Adams coast to coast with the puck. Again, right now, 3:55 to play as Evan Bouchard surveys his options and waits for his, statesman to come over the boards as they set up a little bit of a controlled breakout. Corey Perry with a little bit of speed through the neutral zone. McLeod, my guy, man. I think he's got one here. He's been buzzing tonight, Rob. Yeah, he hasn't had a whole lot of chances, but I just like the pace he's playing at. He looks really good. quiet, yes, but at the same time could strike at any
Oh!
moment. This is not perfect right there, but folks, what do we got? We're sweating out. Everyone's saying they're sweating out this Vegas bet. This is hilarious.
Oh, do they have money line?
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I mean, you're gonna be sweating this thing for the next 3 minutes here. I think the goalie, Stuart Leonard Skinner, he's coming over to the bench. Folks, I'm not an expert, but if I'm Knobloch, I'm pulling him anytime under 2.5 minutes. I'm getting McDavid out there for an iron lungs type shift with Draisaitl and the boys. Oh, you might not even need it.
Holy
Don't.
shit. Oh! What was the line on that, Sturdy Max? I want to know the line because Edmonton obviously has a hot streak, right? But, like, what was the – I'm going to guess. I'm going to say Vegas was, like, plus 125.
Yeah, no, I agree with it. Desharnais, wow, an escape move. I had a stake escape there for him.
Sturdy Max. Let us know the line on that. Oh, no, it's not.
Keeps two in the net. I love it. People riding high here for the Vegas Golden Knights. Folks, again, right now, we are 233. Oh, my God. Evander Kane with a heavy hit. Jesus Christ. Who is that? Who is that on? My God. Holy fuck. He put his chin on the glass. Oh, what a slip play that was.
You got to dish it right after,
yeah,
right?
This is your cousin. Okay, McDavid picking up the puck here.
Oh my God.
Pepperdine University.
Get that out. Wow.
Oh
what a
my
veteran play. Unbelievable. Oh!
No. Are they going to end it?
Is that Stevenson? No, it's Howell. Oh!
What a stick. What a stick, fella.
What was the line? I don't know how to read that. 2.20x. I only know American odds, unfortunately. I don't know how to.
Whose stick was that? What a twig. That was a Nimbus 2000 like stick. Holy Vogel. Oh my God.
Vogue Daddy.
He just thought he had a layup, and man, that could be the difference right there. You never know. This could come down.
Still 2 minutes left.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of time here. I mean, you get McDavid out there set up on a 6-on-5. Anything can happen here. Oh my God! Wow,
that was insane.
That was insane. What a stick! That's a play, Rob. I mean, you like to think a guy makes that every time, but you know, when you're riding a 16-game effort, like you're freaking, man. You're going straight through the quad into the gymnasium. What a stick by Fogle there to keep the boys alive.
I want to see how many hits. I need Kolastar to get 3 hits, and I don't think I got it.
I don't think he hasn't really been laying his body tonight. I would think that's probably the under.
Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, just
he's only got 1.
Yeah, he hasn't really been throwing the Dougie weight around in terms of really putting chins on the glass or anything like that. Man, we got 2 minutes here. Leonard Skinner's coming out of the bench. He's coming to the bench as soon as his puck gets set up in the Vegas Golden Knights end.
Holy shit! It was plus, I guess, 125. That's
Okay.
when I gamble too much.
Is he going?
Yeah, he's going.
Is he going? Are they going to call a timeout or is he just going? Here he goes, folks. Folks, pulling the goalie. Okay. Knobloch.
Oh, it's a timeout.
Timeout. Okay, then set it up maybe.
All right, what do we got going in the chat? Yep, we do need the time to speed up here. We're running on fumes. Thank you to everyone that's sticking with us.
Yep.
163 people still in the chat,
Yep.
man. That's fucking awesome. 10:30 West time, dude. Thank you guys.
It's 12:30 out at the Canuck live. If you're watching on the East Coast, the Cheese Toast, man, what a game we've had here. A little bit of a slow start, but Rob, this third period's been good. I don't know, man. I still think this kind of has. Does this have bonus hockey written all over it? I mean, I hate to say it.
Honestly, I fucking hope not. I'm so tired.
I'm gassed, but like these guys, they're not going down swinging here. Like it's lefts, rights, it's chin work.
Oh, here we go.
Here it is.
Yep.
That's it. Oh my God.
Everything's a little sloppy right now, man.
Oh my gosh, they are, but they're like, they're fighting for their goddamn lives. I didn't know Bouchard had that gear to him. I think they've honestly the Vegas Golden Knights have mentally exhausted a team like Edmonton Oilers tonight. Like they put them to sleep in the second there, and I just think they've had no answer for that zone B in terms of really keeping them to the outside. And besides that goal, like what are the chances they've really had, Rob?
Yeah, no, it's definitely deflating when you make a big push like that and just get nothing out of it. You know what I mean? They're circling and circling and circling.
Yeah,
just getting absolutely
Max.
nothing.
Sorry, fella. I know I don't want to say bonus hockey. I'm almost putting it out there so it doesn't happen. You know what I mean? I'm going for the reverse jinx, but we'll see, bro. Sweating it out over here myself. I mean, we've been on the go since 7 a.m. I'm willing to work into the wee hours of the night, but I wouldn't hate if the Vegas Golden Knights walked away with a George W. here, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely.
My wife at her boyfriend's house is rooting for Vegas.
That's funny.
That's funny.
That's the type of chat
tweet
we
that.
love to see.
Tweet that. That is great. I love when people are positive in the chat. I love when people, give us full remarks. I just don't like the negativity, Rob. I don't really have time for it, especially someone just sitting behind a camera. But hey, if you don't like us, baby, if you don't like me, don't listen. That's okay.
Usually there's a lot of shit talk. Like when there's shit talkers in the chat, we're pretty good at not paying attention. But I mean, it's late. We've had a long day. We're on the West Coast, and you got that one fucking retard in here spamming bullshit. And I don't like banning people or blocking people. I'd rather just mute them and move on.
Just be positive, baby. Just
but it just comes with the territory. The more people that watch this, there's going to be more haters, and
right.
It is what it is. At the end of the day, it's about dialing in, watching some hockey, and having a good time.
Yeah, listen, we're a couple of guys sitting on the couch in a blazer and a half Windsor not over here. Like, we're doing our best, baby. So we got right now, folks, again, if you're following along, empty cage 6-on-5. The Edmonton Oilers looking to tie this game up, folks, right in Sin City, bringing you the best coverage you can't find anywhere else, live from the couch. 51 seconds left. That's 51 and a hook, just under 52. Okay, what do we do here, Bob? Puck's on net, I guess. Get the puck to McDavid. That's no secret, but I don't know. It's going to be hard to get a lateral pass through Vegas. I just think how tight that box is. Oh, my God. Stevenson over to Wild Bill. What a move. That's a game.
Yep. To put it on ice.
What an ice fella. Folks, that is the Chelsea Dagger, Mick Jagger, fella, winner, chicken parm dinner. How the hell are you? What a patient play by Wild Bill. I mean, he got rewarded for, getting the rug ripped right under him in terms of that chance he had with Fogle with a great stick. But that's a great patient play. That's a veteran play. That's a guy that's played over 600 games. You don't panic. You get a puck. Yes, it's an empty net. You wait for Bouchard to overcommit. You get on the inside of the ice, and you ice the game. I mean, what a play. What a no-angle, dangle type play. You little outside in. How are you doing? How's your skunk? How's your mom? Great play there, folks. Love it. Again, about 30 seconds left to play. I think the winning streak is going to come to an end, sadly. Vegas Golden Knights, man, just a cerebral, veteran-like effort. The way they were able to hold off Edmonton, especially in that second period. Great showing. And then ultimately, who did it? The guy that Bobby Gucci said was going to do it. Chandler Stevenson ignited his team, got the boys going. You knew that just instilled confidence from him from that 17-minute marker on in the third period. And like we said, Hiller's made the saves that he's had to make tonight. Bobby, a great game, and we gutted it out for the people.
Yeah, I mean, how pissed off is Edmonton? I mean, the Knights just keep stabbing them in the back, and they're kicking them while they're down. Folks, we're going to begin our sign-off right now. Thank you for joining. Shout out Drew Millis, still tuned in on the East Coast. That's unbelievable. Thank you so much. We have live shows being announced. The most important thing for us right now is February 21st. We are doing this, Hockey Night in Scottsdale, live from Mullet Arena. We'll tweet the link. It's not necessarily going to be the same watching on YouTube, Twitter, and all that. There's going to be a link. We hope you guys tune in, man. We're going to be in the arena live, Switch. I can't wait. Thank you so much for everyone to
Franklin's on, throwing both ways. That was unbelievable. Folks, again, this is why we do it. For you, the people, as Bobby Gucci said, I just want to echo that. The 21st, that is a Tuesday, Maple Leafs at the iconic Mullet Arena visiting the Arizona Coyotes. We will be Manning cast style, boots on the ground, doing this exact thing inside of Mullet Arena with a cast through the Coyotes. Yes, the NHL team. So look for that. It's going to be unbelievable. As always, we'll be back here next week, but look for that in the near future, folks. Live shows in Edmonton and St. Louis to be announced. Man, I love you. This is why I do it, for you, the people, the good people out there. I have a hell of a time chopping it up with you. So fast shades are coming off for the night. Folks, again, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here, baby. Woo!
All right, everyone. Good night.